Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute to LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
If y'all want to keep up with the news and just shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything. I ain't gonna lie.
LTTV, whatever his channel name is called. I'm sorry for being the dusty. How about that?
God damn. So stop naming names. I'm only naming the ones that I know about. And I'm not saying that I have proof. I have proof of Mark. These other people, so you don't end up in court cases or end up things like that, do not fuck with them. Okay? Well, let's check out these receipts.
So this is how the story goes. So.
All right. Then he went hiding somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Even when I make the video, usually when I talk to Mark, I would ask him like, hey man, where you at? He'll tell me I'm in Ghana, I'm in Uganda, I'm somewhere. I'm like, yo man, where you at? This is before all this blew up. Why you want to know? So I'm like, damn, Mark, like, why are you so hostile? I'm going to say it again. Bag family, no. T3 and me, no. Okay? Don't risk it. The next person on my list is T3 and me. This is an African-American couple, I believe, from like Tennessee. Who else I said? Blackit, the booty clapper? No. Who else? I said. It's somebody else. This guy, Daniel, Ghana Daniel, whatever his name? No. But Mark meets Africa, yes. He admitted it to me. He admitted it to me that yes. Yes. Here's a warning for the rest of you guys out there that are doing things like this in this particular community. Once it comes across my desk, I'm going to give you all the attention that you ever needed in your life. As you know, this particular space on YouTube has been dealing with scammers.
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, we're going to get right into this one. Okay, so Oshay has enough. He's had enough. He's exposing all these YouTube scammers, African Americans in Africa selling selling real estate and all sorts of scams out in Africa. It's some filthy work out here. He calls out Mark Meets Africa. He calls out T3 and me, a bunch of other folks. At first, he was on a live stream on his channel, the Kenganda channel, because this is where he calls out all these scammers, these YouTube scammers in Africa. So he's on his Kenganda channel. He calls out Mark Meets Africa. He says to not call out certain folks because you may be facing a lawsuit, and if you do not have the evidence, don't call them out. He listed T3 and me in that group, and then he later brought evidence and started exposing T3 and me. So we're going to get into that as well. A bunch of other scammers out in Africa scamming it down. Like, how are you in Africa selling real estate when you're not even a citizen there? As you can see, Austin Hollerman is in the thumbnail because Austin Hollerman's name came up several times as he was exposing other YouTubers. Everybody in the comment was like, Austin Hollerman. Austin Hollerman's out in Kenya scamming. Austin Hollerman's out there doing the same thing. Why aren't y'all exposing Austin Hollerman? And I'm like, okay. Mark Meets Africa was somebody that he interviewed, that Oshay Duke Jackson interviewed on the Repat podcast. It's Oshay Duke Jackson's podcast over there on the Kenganda channel. Y'all should probably go over there and subscribe to Oshay Duke Jackson on the Kenganda channel. A lot of good content over there. He interviewed this guy. It was cool with him. Oshay is not doing that bullshit. He's not doing the fugazi fuck shit that folks continue to do in entertainment. I don't know what happened, but Oshay snapped. Oshay's like, fuck this. We calling folks the fuck out now. These folks are scamming on some pro-black shit, trying to fake the pro-black hustle. Oh, we getting these Americans. We're repatriating to Africa. Here's the land here, and it's like, bro, how are you selling land? What the fuck are we talking? This is a complete scam, and you're selling it to your Cash App. Something that's taxable in America. How are you selling land in Kenya, in Tanzania, and several other places, and it's via Cash App? Where the hell does that happen?
What the hell was that?
So it's like, Untitled said Austin got a real estate development business apparently. See, he's part of it too. I knew he was part of it.
I've seen him do it.
This is what I'm talking about.
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
What colonizer real estate? This is some filthy work. What are y'all doing out here? So Oshay's not pulling any punches. Even if he's cool with y'all and y'all are scamming, he's calling you the fuck out. Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson for keeping it a stack on this, because he's like, fuck all this shit. I interviewed you. Y'all were on some pro-black shit, but y'all out here faking the funk, disrespecting various African nations and black American folks by trying to finesse, get that grift off. We ain't having that. So shout out to Oshay for that. Shout out to John Davis with the $2 super chat. Donations. John Davis says, Austin on Hollerman, a scammer incel. A scammer's incel. I guess you meant Austin Hollerman as a scammer's incel. Or as an incel scammer. I don't know what you're trying to say, but shout out to you with the $2 super chat. Donations. All right, let's get into this breakdown because there's a lot here. Oshay goes off in this video.
Scammers who are content creators and who pretend to be pro-black or pan-African. I am not making this video to cause further distinction or to try to separate or conquer and divide. If you feel that way, I am deeply sorry. What I am trying to do is to help you save your money and to help you not be also scammed or victimized by certain individuals.
It's funny because now they're calling Oshay Duke Jackson a hater. They're like, oh, you're just hating on folks, blah, blah, blah. But these dumbass losers in the chat will come up in my chat section, in my comment section, talking about, oh, you're hating on folks that are more successful than you. I'm like, more successful than me? Fugazi. I'm like, first of all, that's stop the bullshit. Secondly, they try to use your subscriber count and your views as a sort of measuring stick to what you can and cannot speak about. So if you speak about somebody that has more views and more subscribers, all of a sudden you a motherfucking hater. Oh, you just hating when you're calling out the obvious scam. They can't do that shit to Oshay at all. They can't. Oh, but they tried it. They're like, oh, you just hating for what? Oshay making way more money than them, way bigger channel, way more subscribers, way more views. What are y'all gonna do with that? What are y'all gonna do with that?
LT cooking your ass.
You know what I mean? At this point,
can we talk about crepuscular rays for a second?
You're going to have to change the subject because there ain't nothing you can talk about. Oh, they're just hating on people more successful than them. Nope, none of these folks are more successful than them. Calling up the scammers. Y'all can't gaslight, deflect, and do all that fuckery that y'all be doing.
And I want to go over a few YouTubers who offer services and consulting and help right here on this platform to give you my honest opinion if I believe that these individuals are scammers or not. It could not be true. It could be true. But this is my mentality as a person living in Africa, and I want to see if they have any value for you. The first person that I want to talk about is this guy, Mark Meets Africa. Now, unfortunately, he has fallen under some very serious and heinous allegations of scamming the elderly. Two people, one for $24,000 and another lady of $20,000.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Brother,
I seen his channel. I seen the lack of uploads, the lack of views. He's dusting it up. So he's really scamming elderly folks of 20 stat each? 20,000 each, bruh?
And Mark Meets Africa is a guy that I have met twice, and this really hurts me to have to even come out here and talk about this. But again, this is true information. I've talked to Mark myself, and he has verified that these people have never gotten their money back, and it is his responsibility to do that. However, I could see how you could fall for a guy like Mark Meets Africa.
Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to this video. I was reading some of the comments from the video I made called "Don't Stay in the Wilderness Longer Than You Have to," and I'm blown away. I don't know how I didn't see him sooner.
He's everything you would want a young black man to be.
What the fuck?
Hell no. Trash ass nigga.
First of all,
Stick together.
Pause.
secondly, what the bro, come on, man. What that was the example? That was all right, man, we're gonna move on.
Nice, humble, well-spoken, logical. Doesn't seem like he can hurt a fly, right?
Not based on that clip. By that clip, we didn't get it. You know him furthermore, and you've interviewed him. But that clip right there, it shows us nothing. That literally that told us nothing.
Let's check out these receipts.
So this is how the story goes. So I have been considering moving to Africa for a while, but wasn't sure of what or how to go about it. I was a regular to Pastor Rick Fletcher's channel on the day that I first encountered Mark and his business partner, Oral Gray.
God damn.
Pastor Rick Fletcher's channel on the day that I first encountered Mark and his business partner, Oral Gray.
Oh, I thought she said Oral Gay. I was like, that's your name?
Stick together. Pause.
They had apparently been on the channel previously because the segment was about lots selling out fast. So I turned in only to realize that people had already...
Donations.
I'm getting rich.
Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson with the 25,000 Ugandan shilling. Oshay Duke Jackson says, yo, shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson.
Purchased lots. So in my mind, I wanted to act fast. Unfortunately, Mark and Oral was smiling, happy, engaging, and overall ready to do business and eager to give out the number to merge the company's name. I contacted Oral and asked him to reiterate some of what I previously missed, and that was all she wrote. I purchased what I believe to be 1/8 acre for $1,600 and 1/4 for $800. Now, Merge proposed that the builders would do the building of all the homes. On the 1/8 acre, Merge was to build a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $17,000. On the 1/4 acre, 1 bedroom, 1 bath was going to be built that I planned to use for an Airbnb for $12,000.
All right, ma'am. You wait. All right, so you were speaking to 2 YouTubers, or a YouTuber and whatever, whoever the fuck Oral Gray is, and they promised you. I'm sorry, I'm looking at these prices. I'm like, are you kidding me? For an 1/8 acre, 2 bath, 2 bedroom, 17,000. Where does that happen?
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face,
I'm like, okay, first of all, these prices are just unbelievable. Like, and this land, why did you think it was so cheap? What do you think Africa is? I'm so confused. Like,
I was elated, to say the least. I sent the $25,000 for the lots. I emailed you a copy. I wanted to pay off the Airbnb first and stay there until the 2-bedroom was finished.
Oh, that was an easy lick, man. That was an easy lick, man. You make it too easy for these scammers. They promise you such a preposterous deal when it comes to these. This is disgusting, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying. I didn't watch this. This is the first time I watched this portion. I seen some of Oshay's lives where he was going off. I watched those parts and I added some of those clips in here, but I did not see the details here. This is my first time going over these details. This is egregious. Like, these guys are scamming, but you also scammed yourself being this stupid. You accumulated this wealth to think that you can just spend such little bit to get these properties? This is a minuscule amount. Why did you think you can get a 1/4 of an acre?
Then a week later, I sent Merge $8,000. A week later, $4,000. 1 week later, another $4,000. 1 week later, another $4,000.
Oh my God.
By this time, the group chat was formed, per my request, to Mark, as I was feeling uneasy at this time.
He may come off as innocent, but the things that he's accused of doing is diabolical and is sickening. And it might even make you think that a person like this could be sociopathic. I'm not saying that he is a sociopath, but he could have sociopathic tendencies.
You know these motherfuckers, what they do, and we see it through Austin Hollerman. They finesse these idiots to fund their life in a country that they can't sustain. They can't self-sustain. They don't bring in enough income via their upload. Maybe Austin Hollerman, he's doing a lot more, but it doesn't matter how much money you're getting. Scammers gonna scam. We see the richest folks scamming. You see Adam22 talking about, oh, no jumpers broke, sign up for this and donate to me. And it's like, what? Adam22, you need
donations.
Like, how many bitches you fucking in porn weekly? And you ain't got enough money talking about no jumper broke? My nigga, that ain't our problem. No jumper broke? Nah, man, we ain't having that. We ain't having that. Like, get it out the mud like the rest of us. How are you trying to finesse? He has a crypto coin, so it doesn't matter how much bread some folks have. They gonna finesse. They gonna scam. A scammer gonna scam. But some of these folks that go to Africa, these passport bros, and these other guys that aren't passport bros, but they're in Africa under some pro-black guys. So they're faking the funk. They throw the veil of pro-blackness. Oh, we're in Africa. We're setting up camp. We're doing the work. We're building. Come get a 1/4 of an acre for pennies. And it's like these folks are giving their money. And it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. You can't be that foolish. This is a YouTuber. He hasn't even... What has he developed himself? What infrastructure has he built? Does he even have a citizenship in the country that he's in? You're sending money to Cash Apps and PayPals. Not to somebody that's reputable, has ties in the government, that's a citizen. This is crazy.
The idea that a person is humble, or a person is nice, or a person is kind, or a person is transparent, that's something that anybody can prove to be on the internet, on YouTube, on cameras. And not only that, there are allegations that this guy has stolen stuff from orphans. And I've seen this comment many times over.
Stolen stuff from orphans. All right, so this guy, I think Oshay's right. Sociopath. Like, he's targeting orphans, the elderly. This is filthy, man.
That Mark Meets Africa not only stole from people, but children as well. Here's what I want to tell you. A person...
See, this is the problem, Lead. This is the problem. Oshay knows Mark Meets Africa. He's interviewed Mark Meets Africa. He said that Mark Meets Africa admitted it himself. He spoke to him and he said he admitted it. So we're going to get into the details. He's going to get into the details.
Like this is the best person to take your money because number one, you trust them. Number two, they're unaccountable and they're gonna blame somebody else and they have no reason doing business with you in the first place or taking your money. It's somebody like this that you need to always watch out for because they are Mr. Fake Humble. And blacks in general, we love somebody with a so-called humble spirit. But anybody can set you up for the okie doke and attack you later. The next person on my list is T3 and me. This is an African-American couple, I believe from like Tennessee, that are repatriated and live in Tanzania. Now, I don't have the diabolical proof about them like I do about Mark, but I do have some inclinations about this particular couple. And why am I going to say this? Because if you look here at their bio, they are saying that they can help you invest and repatriate into Africa. And what it means invest, I'm pretty sure that means sending money from your bank account to their bank account. Now, if it's investing in treasury bonds in Tanzania directly to the federal government or investing in Stanbic or something like that, that would be different. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if they offer investments in which you send money from your bank account directly to their bank account, like our boy Mark Meets Africa, then that's something that will alert me. And I
hear that and I'm like, scam. Especially when it's a Cash App. I don't even need more proof. You're selling real estate in a foreign country in which you are not a citizen of. You are taking the payments via Cash App. They are receiving nothing. Fugazi. You pay taxes on those Cash Apps. That goes to the American government, not the Kenyan government, not the Tanzanian government, not in any of these African countries you are in. What are we doing out here?
Want to look at some of their content to see if it matches up with what they offer. Now, T3 and me, you can book a consultation with them for roughly around $150 an hour. A little bit pricey, but hey, it might be worth it. They did say they have been there for 5 years. And I don't give a fuck how long you've been there, motherfucker. Consultation, $150 an hour. Use some information from this video called Why We Still Chose Tanzania. You can go watch the video in full for yourself. It's better for you to do that because I'm only going to use snippets of this video. But the guy, Tim, I believe that's what his name is basically going to warn you about dealing with scammers.
So coming here, you're going to have some culture things that you run into. Some people going to try to get off that's from the continent of Africa. And some people gonna try to get off that's from America with you. And when I say get off, I mean like people gonna try to take advantage of you, especially if you got a good heart. A lot of us come from America and we trying to come back to Africa and connect with our people. And ooh, let's link, let's do our thing. Kumbaya. Everybody don't think like that though. Some people trying to get some money.
So far, he's right. Most people just want you for your money. But wait, there's more.
Some people only see you as an opportunity, and some people only see what they can get out of you based off of what you're doing in that moment. So they're not thinking long term sometimes. Some of our people are in survival mode, and some of our people are just trying to survive, and you might be a lick to them.
That's literally everywhere. That's everywhere and anywhere you go. I don't know why folks go places and expect to just be open arms and handouts. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? What made you special? You just pop up into their land and all of a sudden, like, they're supposed to super accommodate you? I'm confused. So when folks have those expectations and they're disappointed and they're talking down on African nations, it's like, nigga, what the fuck? Who are you? Why did you expect any different? How uneducated, uninformed, uncultured are you? I don't understand it.
But later on in the video, he says something that's quite interesting.
So don't get discouraged. Don't get backtracked. Don't get sidetracked. Trust your journey. Trust your process. and do what God told you to do. If you felt something in your spirit to tell you to go to Africa and come build, do that. Don't get scared. Do it scared. Leave it, bro.
All right, I'm gonna need the full context. I'm gonna have to go watch his video and get full context. So what the hell is going on?
Fresh. Even if you feel scared, do it scared. Do it with that fear in you, and then the fear gonna go away. Trust your journey and trust your process. Don't get scared, man.
He says, if you're scared, you know, just do it. Just jump. Go to Africa. Even if you're scared, just do it. I think that's interesting. Now, don't get me wrong, taking a risk is something that you gotta do, but should you just take a risk into a new place?
Nah, I need to see more of his video. I seen some of T3 and me's. I seen some of these videos. I need to see it more in depth because it seems like it's very surface level fuckery in the videos, and then it's $150 for the consultation. So that's where the information will be, I guess. But man, come on, man. I told y'all a long time ago, if I'm ever selling y'all a course, a consultation, or anything like that, we scamming out here. We scamming, and you're
a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
This is what it comes down to.
You don't know anybody and don't know anything? Well, what he's also saying is you don't need to really worry about being scared because you can trust me. Because, hey, I can align with you. People just want your money. That's kind of fucked up that they just want your money. It's kind of messed up that they don't see the potential. But don't worry, T3 and me, we are your potential because you can trust us with anything because we are not like them. He's trying to align with anybody watching the video. And that is a tactic that scammers can use. Again, I'm not calling him a scammer, but he is trying to make it known that yes, Africa is difficult. He said that on his video. He is telling truths there. He is also saying that, hey, people just want you for your money. They don't really want to do what they should do. But it's okay if you feel like you need to make the jump to come to Africa, you can do it. Just do it even if you're scared. And you should do it with who? With me. Yeah, because see, you can trust me, somebody you just met on YouTube. But I want to go to another video that he did. This video is called The Bottom and Rise 4K. Now, this video is a podcast that he has started.
And when I started doing the podcast, you know, life started to happen and I had to start taking care of other things that were more important, like taking care of my family and staying more consistent in other areas of my life.
So as you can see, he wanted to start a podcast, but for whatever reason, he fell on some hard times. That's normal. A lot of people fall on hard times. But wait, there is more.
Waiting and stop holding myself to this unrealistic standard and being real with where I am and start where I am. And that way I could help myself and of course help you guys as well, because I'm all about being transparent and showing you guys my journey and giving you guys the real about what's going on over here in Africa and how we can do things over here. So everything is not going to start off perfect and beautiful, and you're not going to have the team and everything that you want to have in place in order to build what you see.
So he said himself, well, you know, I was going to wait until things get better, but you know what? I'm outside doing the podcast. I want to start where I'm at right now because this is what I can do. And he's literally outside. It could have literally started raining on his ass while he was recording the video. I would expect that he would have packed it up and went into the house. But what he's pretty much saying is that right now he cannot afford a studio production for a podcast. If he could do so, he would be inside and not outside. There is nothing wrong with—
Wait, that wasn't a green screen? That nigga was— I thought, what? Okay.
That. But here's the hypocrisy. How can a guy who's outside in a podcast that can't afford studio production turn around and help you invest in Africa? Now, it's not even my words saying it, it's his words saying it. You don't believe me? Go check the video out. He's saying—
That's true. That is true. But if you can set up a pod, you have the mic out here, you got the same type of Rode arm. You have to stick this on something, so this has to be on a table or a desk or something. You got your mic hooked up outside, so you must have an extension cord running the power from somewhere, or a generator or something. You got your camera set up. Very safe spot. Are you sure? Is he really outside, or is that a green screen and he's acting like he doesn't have money for production and he's producing this in a green screen?
He's starting off where he is right now, and you're gonna send your money to a person that can't even pay for their own podcast production house or their own equipment because he doesn't have the money. But he can help you invest in Tanzania. Does it make sense? Fuck no, it doesn't make sense. And I'm not trying to say that he doesn't have abilities or he can't do the job, but for me, that would not make sense. Could I consult on how to get around in Tanzania if I was a Hebrew Israelite? Or how could I go certain places in Tanzania if I was a Hebrew Israelite? Yes, he might be one of the people that I would pay some money to, possibly. But if it requires me to send my money to him, he's already down bad. Why would I send my money to a person that's already admitted that he can't even produce his own podcast the way he would like to? So no, I wouldn't send my money to him if it came to investments. Now, he could be mad about this all he wants, but that is the thinking that I would use, and I would apply that to that particular situation. This is no shade, but this is me doing a service to you so that you can use the same kind of thinking when people are trying to tell you, I know you're scared, but take a jump. Take a jump in Africa. It's okay. I'll catch you. Number 3, this lady here, Blackit, the AKA booty clapping bandit of the Gambia. Booty clapping sound? Oh my God. This is a lady who talks really strong and really pro-black. She really wants the citizens of the diaspora to come back home.
Juliet Ryan also supports automatic citizenship for African diaspora returnees.
But wait, there's more. She also sells real estate and land in the Gambia.
These images that you are now seeing on the screen is of 2 wonderful apartment buildings. I think you've got a picture of just one. The location is in location that many locals call Turntable. It's near Turntable. That's the nearest sort of spot that I can think of.
But wait, there's more. The issue is Juliet, the owner of Blackit, has some really bad situations in the past that have really discredited her business name.
My story replicates Dread's. The second trip to check our property to get it squared away, the same month, we got the same bullshit from Juliet. Showing you documentation with signatures, that stuff I didn't sign. The only thing I had was a receipt that they gave me on a piece of paper, a piece of notebook paper. That's all I got when I purchased the property. All the rest of that garbage that got my signature or whatever's on it is a bold-faced lie and a forgery.
If that is indeed his signature.
I tried to contact Juliet. She would not answer the phone or anything. So I went to the police. The police, as Dread said, Juliet would not respond. She paid the police off or whatever, but she didn't show up. I came back to...
Wait, what? What did you say?
The police, as Dread said, Juliet would not respond. She paid the police off or whatever, but she didn't show up. I came back to the United States and called Juliet, and she finally answered the telephone.
She paid the police off? Which country did she pay the police off in?
I asked her, what was the deal on my paperwork? And she told me, I sent your paperwork to Banjul Scam Squad Police Department, and it can be picked up there. I hired a lawyer to go pick my paperwork up in Banjul. When he went to the police station, the police told him that Juliet did not send any paperwork. She didn't mail any paperwork. They didn't have any kind of documentation on my property, and therefore they could not help him. Spent somewhere in the vicinity of probably $7,000 trying to correct a situation that's worth a lot less. And it's not about the amount of money I spent. It's the fact that I don't like being scammed, and that's what she did to me.
Now, as you can see, that's an African-American brother who basically got scammed by Juliet, a lady who doesn't care about black people. Meanwhile, she lost her husband, who went back to the UK because she allegedly was so busy doing the booty clapping sounds with young men in Gambia. Then allegedly she was supposed to be pregnant and then was not pregnant, and then lied about all of that, allegedly. And then she's still out here trying to sell land to people because she's too cheap to reinvest into her YouTube channel.
Okay, so she's a YouTuber. I need some more information on her. My bad, I'm like dying right now. I'm holding back a sneeze. This shit is agony right now. Oh! Holy. Well, I'm not holding it back. It's not coming out. It's just sitting there, pause. And I'm like, what are we doing? We gonna come or not? Pause. All right, so, damn. Distracted. What was I about to say again? Hold on, let me pull this back.
Then lied about all of that, allegedly, and then she's still out here trying to sell land to people.
Yes, that's my thing. She's out here trying to sell land to people in the Gambia. Okay, so she's in the Gambia. He says she's the booty clapper of the Gambia. Okay, who is she? Is she a citizen of the land? Does she have any type of certificate or any type of something that will give her some sort of recognition that she specializes in this field? What would give her? What would provide me a level of credentials from her so I can get some property in the Gambia? And why am I in America sending money over to this lady, thousands of dollars, speaking to the police, which I don't know if they have the same standards and regulations in which they will enforce any type of protection for these citizens that are Americans in their country? It's just a whole mess. Why are y'all doing this? Everyone that's getting scammed is a goddamn fool. They're all fools. These guys are scammers. They're using their pro-blackness to basically scam. Oh, we want to go back to Africa. Okay, so they're in said African countries and they're using the African lore to be like, okay, you can come back home with this brotherhood and all this X, Y, and Z. It's like, come on, man. Like, you're getting nothing solid and you're sending thousands of dollars to random YouTubers. Why would you do that? Who are these folks? Why are they not thinking?
Because she's too cheap to reinvest into her YouTube channel, even though Wody Maya gave her like 20,000 followers on her first video, but she can't reinvest because scamming the diaspora, allegedly, is easier to do than to work and make money. Yet people still want to buy from her. Now, here are 3 different situations and 3 different people, particularly 3 different narcissistic individuals, allegedly. The first and the third are for sure. The second guy, I don't really know, but I wouldn't do any business with him either. Are people who are looking to, in my honest opinion, prey on the diaspora. You have one guy who's fake humble. You have another guy who's a cool guy.
Now this guy, he says fake humble. He calls out Mark Meets Africa. He met Mark Meets Africa multiple times. He's done the interview with him. He knows him a little bit more intimately, pause, than these other folks. So when he says this, I'm like, damn. And you look at Mark Meets Africa's page and it's not looking good. So when you hear these scams, it's like, how else is he maintaining his livelihood in Africa? I don't even know which country in Africa he's in.
But want you to take a risk on something that you're scared for because he got you and you should trust him. And then we have the pro blackity black scammer with the British accent who talks black but really likes pro back shots. I mean, which one do you want? All 3 of these people are the reason why the diaspora space on the continent of Africa is going down, not up. And until we decide that people like this should bring us more value, you will continue to be scammed. And again, for number 1 and number 3, I know for sure that they are scammers. Number 2, the jury is out, but once I get more receipts on that individual, it will be even more. Here's a warning for the rest of you guys out there that are doing things like this in this particular community. Once it comes across my desk, I'm gonna give you all the attention that you ever needed in your life. And once it comes across this channel and my other channels, it's all over but the shouting. It is going to be so career ending, you would have never expected it. Those are 3 people for the first series. If you guys have 3 other people that you feel are scammers, it's okay. They scam you, I'm gonna scam them. I'm gonna make money off of what they do and they will never do it again. Please send them all to my email, teamkinganda@gmail.com. We're out.
All right, so also go subscribe to Oshay's Kanganda channel because we're calling out some folks. Folks in the chat, if y'all know some scammers, scamming in Africa, selling folks a dream on some real estate bullshit and various other endeavors, put their names in the chat because we are aggressively outing and exposing everybody. I'm gonna pull up cards. I'm gonna definitely do some research on these folks. Folks are getting exposed for the scamming. You want to use the pro-black grift? Use folks' pro-blackness against them. Their want and need to build with the community and ingratiate themselves with other black folks across the ocean. But you motherfuckers is taking advantage of that. It's filthy work. Folks are actually wanting to come together and build. Of course, a lot of these fools are idiots. Let's keep it a stack. A lot of these folks are like, what are we doing out here? You're going for the dumbest scam humanly possible and you're sending your money. But nonetheless, these folks need Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson, at this point, this guy keeps getting exposed and he's doing it to himself. We're going to continue to expose Umar Johnson and his grift. That school is never opening. Cobwebs on that school. It's ridiculous out here. We ain't got no names in the chat. We ain't got no scammers. All right, let's get into this.
Unfortunately, about this scamming situation.
Making some volume on this bitch.
For those of you who are going to come into the chat, I think I'm on the Kanganda channel live. Let me know if I am. But family, unfortunately, I never wanted to do this, okay? I've been trying to drop videos on my page, you know, basically telling people about scamming without having to really call YouTubers names. But now I'm gonna have to call this guy out, right? And it's for the safety of all the brothers and sisters in Repat YouTube.
That's what it comes down to, because when you're out here exposing folks, they always want to be like, oh, you're hating, you're not, don't hate on their hustle, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, but you're the victim of their hustle. They want to act like folks that are exposing the obvious scams. They call folks like us haters. It's like, okay, we're saving y'all motherfuckers from losing money that goes into a well of nothing, but we're haters, we're detractors, we're the malicious ones. I'm like, how does that work? That's crazy.
Especially older black women, older people who are losing y'all's money. I gotta call this dude out, okay? And if I find out that some of y'all are scamming, I have a bigger platform than you. I will use my platform, okay, to call your ass out. I never want to do this, but I will do it, okay? Because some of y'all are ridiculous. Some of y'all are husband and wife teams, and I'm gonna embarrass you. All right, I'm gonna embarrass you. So I'm getting in the game. If I find out somebody can prove it that your ass is out here doing this, we're gonna put you out there on the Summer Jam screen, okay? Because it is unfair to the brothers and sisters that.
A lot of these folks, they're so dumb. They're so dumb. They go to these foreign countries. They go to African countries. They go to countries like Tanzania, where some things there's no fixed price. Some people get charged less than you. Some get more based on their ability to haggle. Let me get that price lower. Let's bargain with this. Let me do X, Y, and Z. These motherfuckers literally come across these and think that Africa and these African countries are going to be America minus the white folks. I don't understand what they think. They think it's just going to be black America overseas, where we're just isolated. It's like, no, buddy. There's not the same rules, regulations, standards. They vary. They don't understand the cultural differences, and they complain and they disparage various African nations. I'm like, you just don't understand. You're uncultured, you're uneducated, you're quite stupid, and then you go to these lands, these other countries, and you talk shit because you're not used to their customs. It's like, bruh, what is wrong with you? Many folks do this. A lot of passport bros do this. It's the most common thing in the passport bro space.
support us in this community, that donate their money to y'all, that are investing with y'all, I'm going to expose this. Now, when it comes to Mark Meets Africa, before I get into his situation, I met Mark Meets Africa, okay? 2 times. And with Mark Meets Africa, when we were doing our podcast heavy in 2023, I did a poll on the Kanganda page, and people were like, who do you want, who do you want us to bring to the studio? And people were like, okay, well, Mark Meets Africa is a guy you want to bring in. So I started, I already knew about Mark Meets Africa. I don't know if he knew about us. So I contacted him. He seemed like a very bright guy. And I paid for Mark Meets Africa to come to Uganda. Okay? Mark Meets Africa did not ask to come. Like, he wasn't trying to meet. I asked him and he came. We flew him here. He stayed with us. Great guy. Right? He came on the podcast. He was killing it. I mean, he was dropping facts. He was dropping everything. The brother, he's an amazing guy. And this origin story of how we got to Tanzania, for me, it was hard for me to believe the shit, okay? Because he came from the airport, he got dropped off someplace and all of that. And I was like, who in the hell? His origin story was like Jesus or something, like, the 3 wise men, and they had frankincense, and all of a sudden, he was born in the manger in Bethlehem. He had to leave Egypt because Pharaoh was trying to kill all the male kids and the thing. And then he had this magical birth. So that's kind of how his origin story was in Tanzania. I went and I just moved into a Tanzania neighborhood, didn't know anybody, and I just started living amongst them. I thought that was real odd. Okay? Because I'm just gonna be real. I love African brothers and sisters. But I'm not moving into no local dwelling. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be over there. I'm sorry. Look, your boy Oshay I was born American, okay, and I just can't just drop me off in Kawempe in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just gonna start being cool with everybody. There is no way you can survive like that, and that's his origin story. So when you hear it, you want to believe it, and then how he was allegedly building up with the community and all that stuff with he starts speaking Swahili.
Nah, man, see, that's too vague. When you got to explain. You can't just jump what you're jumping from A to Z without filling in what the fuck happened in between. Not Oshay, the Mark guy at this point. Come on, man. What did you do? How did you actually set up? You just instant transmissioned out of the airport. It doesn't make sense. And then you're just there built. Nothing makes sense. You're not. Nah.
He was adopting orphan kids and stuff like that. He had a very logical perspective. So Mark was very likable. And again, I didn't want to do this. I was hoping that he would get out in front of this. But
all right, so this has nothing to do with scamming, but this has everything to do with coloring someone's character. It's like you start off on the wrong foot. You start off seeming like a motherfucking liar with your origin story. Everything seems a little weird, and it's like, okay. And then we find out you ended up scamming these folks. And then you admit it to them, and it's like, okay, this is...
He did not. So now I got to get out in front of it, okay? So that's how I met Mark the first time. Mark came to Uganda a second time, okay? And Mark came to Uganda a second time by himself. He was touring certain parts of the country. We met up. Again, great guy. He met our staff. He been to where we worked at and all this. I did a reaction video to Don't Stay in the Wilderness No Longer Than You Have to, okay? And once I did the video, people were coming in and leaving a message to Kiki Nigeria. Kiki Love Nigeria's video. Now, I briefly knew about Kiki Love Nigeria because Dynas, if you guys don't know, Dynas Demir, hold on, why you hating on Mark? No, ain't nobody hating on Mark. Mark, I talked to Mark on the phone. This is what you don't understand. I talked to him, and I'm going to get to that.
Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $10 super chat. Hold up.
Donations. 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 Gifts. Gifts. Gifts.
Shout out to Lee Clinton. Lee Clinton says, is it possible Oshay has personal beef with these people? Well, you're listening to Oshay now. He speaks to this guy. He has no, for me, there's no motive. There's no incentive. Why would you randomly just be exposing these people for nothing? It's like, for me, I look at it and it's like, okay, he is in Africa. He's building the right way. He's not grifting, finessing, scamming folks out of their money, telling them to hit the fucking Cash App and PayPal. He's not one of those people that are not, because he's always constantly reinvesting into the content, into the infrastructure. He's building with folks out there. He has many employees. He employs people in Uganda. So he's building with the folks, and he's seeing other folks, other YouTubers, cut corners, run shortcuts, not establish anything, not reinvest into their infrastructure, into their program. They don't have any employees, but yet they're talking about real estate scams. I mean real estate sales. They're selling acres to folks. They're selling 2-bedroom apartments and houses and shit. It's like, how are you doing this as a YouTuber with no significant reinvestment in your infrastructure? You have no employees. You're not a citizen of these nations. You're using the pro-blackness that Oshay stands on, that he builds with other folks on, as a grift, as a conduit to get to the bag, and you're sleazing folks that are back in America that could potentially be building with folks like Oshay that are actually serious. So that's where I look at the motive to actually expose these guys. Personal issues, I don't know. I don't know them that well. I would have to hear a rebuttal from T3andMe, from Mark Meets Africa, from various folks to get more insight to where there could potentially be a personal beef and a motive for him to call him out. But the first example seems like that's more apropos. Well, let's get back into this.
Because I'm not no liar. First of all, if I got to come and talk to you and bring your name up, this is bad. Okay? No, nobody can call Oshay a lie. I lie on YouTubers. So somebody kept dropping in the links. Mark is a scammer. Mark is a scammer. Mark is a scammer. So I mean, anybody can say anything. People say stuff about me that's not true. All right. But then I remember he had this company called Merge, MERGE, and Merge was like a relocation assistance thing, and obviously, you know, he had started this business with somebody. It was a community center. So I thought, okay, well, I think he might have even mentioned it on our podcast, right? About Merge. And
did he mention paying the government of Tanzania a significant amount to actually have a functioning business in their country, which provides real estate services and various other services? Because you're not just getting a business off and providing services in another country without any contracts or any like you're not doing that.
Even looking at relocating to Uganda and relocating to Kenya, for sure, if he come to Uganda with this shit, I'm blowing his doors off. There is no way I will tell you that if Mark has merged Uganda, do not give him any fucking money, okay? Because he is not going to destroy what I have worked damn near a decade to establish here, which is a good reputation. So he cannot do that. All right?
There we go. That's it right there, and that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. It comes down to the reputation and the credibility of various YouTubers going to Africa to build. So you have to call out you have to call it the Dusties. Just the way we call out passport bros, because we don't want them to affect our travels. I want to be able to travel to various countries without these motherfuckers looking at me like I'm one of these passport bros dusting it up, paying for the coochie. Like, we ain't doing that. So it's like...
So anyways, I kept seeing these links. They kept coming, commentary. That Mark scammed the old lady. Mark scammed the old lady, all right? So, you know, I go and I look at the video, because I know Kiki Loves Nigeria, that almost everybody she talks about that comes on her thing, it's true. Now, I know a lot about scams. YouTubers that are involved in it, because I'm in the space. People tell me, I just never comment on it, all right? It's only been until now that I decided to comment on stuff like this. I've been minding my own business. Ken Gardner, we mind our own business, but this is the reason that I'm doing it now. So I go to Kiki Loves Nigeria. I tell Mark, somebody is saying that you got accusations of scamming. At first, he was a little dismissive of it. Like, okay, well, that's just somebody hating and all that. So I called him. Okay? I called him. I said, and I'm not the kind of person to record phone conversations and all that. I'm from the 90s. So I said, Mark, there are two women, elderly women, that say that you have scammed them for $24,000 and $20,000. Now, I didn't know to what level it was, but what he said was, well, I've already left.
Wait.
To what level it was, but what he said was, well, I've already left.
Not, no, I didn't do it. What are these old bitches talking about? I ain't scammed nobody. I ain't a scammer. His first response is, I already left. What?
They can deal with the lawyers with that. It's not my problem. So the way he was positioning it is as it was a business deal that went bad. Okay, it was a business deal that went bad, and it's now the Tanzanians' lawyers' fault. So he was shifting blame to somebody else. Okay. So then I had to reposition. I said, Mark, who's the person that asked for this money? Was it you or this other guy, Oral? He said it was me. So you were asking for investors. I said, yes. I said, listen, bro, if somebody sends you their money, because I won't even let y'all send me money because, first of all, if you were to give me money, I'm more indebted to do something with that money than if it's my own money, right?
Nope. If y'all send me money,
donations.
All right, y'all don't expect anything out of this except some more content. We ain't doing push-ups for money. We ain't doing jumping jacks for money. You ain't getting real estate for no. You ain't getting nothing. Nothing but some more content. That's it. You're donating for the content, for us to show up. Because at the end of the day, if we don't get donations and we have bad months in the AdSense, we gonna have to get a job, man. We gonna have to work a damn job, and you ain't gonna see that. Your favorite show gotta go, cause
you go get a damn job.
Yeah.
Bills gotta be paid, all right? Bills gotta be paid. This ain't self-sustaining. So we take the super chats, we take the PayPals, the Cash Apps. When I say hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, it goes right back into sustaining the business so y'all get more shows. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting no promises out here. No courses and nah, man, we ain't doing that. Everybody that's doing, not everybody. Most folks that are doing that are scamming. They're hustling, they're finessing, they're selling you a whole bunch of nothing. And it is what it is. Other folks like the lead attorney and, hate to say it, Anton Daniels, they actually provide a level of value in their courses and in their programs. So that's why you have to call out the people that are frauds. You got to call out the people that are scamming and frauds because they're offering no value. And then there's people out here that can actually help a fuck ton of people that offer value in their courses and their programs. And you know I want to call out Anton Daniels and I want to call him out for having a fake-ass, fugazi-ass program. But that bag chaser program, that works. And a lot of people swear by it. It has great reviews. So it's like, who am I going to... I'm not going to shit on that. That's going to be disingenuous. We ain't doing that. But let's get back into this.
Right. But these people sent Mark the money. He did not feel at any way, from what I could discern from him, that he had any level of loyalty to those people.
Yep.
He completely left them there.
Yeah, because it's not, of course it's not the same. That's what I'm saying, because he's offering a service. I'm telling y'all, I'm not offering a service. When y'all donate, y'all donating to the show. So it's not a malicious type of, oh, hit the Cash App, hit this, you're getting this in return. I'm opening up a school, you're getting real estate. It's none of that. It's not fugazi promises. And those are the type of shows that folks invest in. Because it's like, you know what you're getting. You go over to This Might Be Risky, DJ Hamp's channel. and you donate to that. You're donating for more content. You're donating to kick people off panels. You're donating to control the. You're donating for the show. There's a clear, direct motive to the donation. These other folks, they're lying to you so they could sustain instead of just being real about it and be like, listen, we collect donations, we collect super chats, we collect all these things because that's what makes a live stream more lucrative than cutting up a video and just putting it out. But without that, you're going to get these static videos and these uploads because bills need to be paid. They don't want to say that. They want to act like they're too cool for school. They're getting all this money out in Africa. They're this big savior motherfucking prophet ass nigga that can get you land and bring you closer to your African family. So they get out there and they fraud and they finesse and they scam.
All right? Then he went hiding somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Even when I made the video, usually when I talk to Mark, I would ask him like, hey man, where you at? He'll tell me, I'm in Ghana, I'm in Uganda, I'm somewhere. I'm like, yo man, where you at? This is before all this blew up. Why you want to know? So I'm like, damn, Mark, like, man, why are you so hostile? So he was already trying to hide his location. Okay? He was already hiding his location. So, okay, boom. I'm telling Mark, these women who are elderly, if they come out and they say that you stole this money from them and they can't get it back and they come on to the Zoom or whatever crying, it's going to be your ass. I said, you need to get out in front of this. Well, you know, all businesses have issues. I said, well, I didn't know to the point, but hold on. He said all businesses have issues with investment. Meanwhile, I go and I watch Kiki Loves Nigeria. I collaborate with her. I find out that he was selling them houses, trying to sell them built houses on land that was never built. There was no developer. There was nothing. He was trying to sell somebody a house. Allegedly, construction and all this stuff, going out and filming people that are doing construction, sending it to the lady. A house for like $24,000. The lady posted the receipts. I have seen the receipts. Everybody has seen the receipts. And Mark does not feel that he has any level of responsibility to come out and talk about this. Now, again, I don't like getting into this because people are going to try to say I'm hating. Are you jealous of him? You jealous of somebody? First of all, let me tell you guys something. I want to have that benefit.
That is the most common. That's the most common comments that you will see in the comment section when you're exposing folks. Once you get into the lane of, okay, we're calling these folks out, we're looking out for the fans, the first thing you get called is a hater. So it is what it is.
I work very hard for what I have. I don't need no money from y'all. Okay? I've busted my ass. I spent over $1 million here in Uganda over my time living here. Brother No Excuses Entertainment, Rock, he's been here. He met me before. He's been to my office. He's been in my co-working space where I'm at. We got a beautiful office. I've never missed a payment on anything in Uganda. Never. I've never needed, I don't even want to do a tour here because I don't even really want to see y'all like that. That's the reason. So I bust my ass for what I have. Just like you bust your ass for what you have. So the reason why I'm doing this and I'm coming out is because there are other people in the community. I'm going to name some names right now. Bomani Tahimba, stay away. Okay? I've heard certain things about T3 and me. Stay away. I can't confirm or deny. Do not buy anything or do any business with them. I'm not saying that what they're doing is true. Stay away. Blackit, stay away. Bag family, stay away.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa. The Bag fam? Hold up. There's...
Now, if they got a problem with me saying that, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is.
God damn.
I don't have no receipts on T3 and me, but from what I've been told and what I've been getting email, it don't look good.
Bro, come on. Yo, hold up. He has another upload. He has another video where he's ranting on T3 and me. Hopefully he has some receipts by now. Cause hey yo, what is this, bro?
What the hell was that?
What the fuck's going on? I'm getting scammed now. I'm telling y'all not to get scammed.
It is what it is. Now, if they got a problem with me saying that, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I don't have no receipts on T3 and me, but from what I've been told and what I've been getting email, it don't look good.
Yo, honestly, I understand what he's saying because it don't look good. You're telling me you're an American. You're not even a full citizen in said African country, but you're selling real estate with no credentials. No tangible property, nothing. You're selling real estate to folks across the ocean. Like for me, and you're collecting it via Cash Apps. That's what most of these folks are doing. This is the new grift. It's like the only thing you're seeing YouTubers do out there. Even Austin Hollerman's on it. So it's like, come on, man. What are we doing out here? I want to see some receipts, but I also want to see their sides. I want to hear the defense. Because y'all know Americans are quick to sue for everything. Quick to sue for defamation, for anything. So we'll see where this goes.
Stay away from them. Don't buy nothing from them. Don't send them nothing. Now, if he got a problem with that, that's on him. But all them cease and desist letters you've been getting, brother, don't work on me or work on women. Trust me, you don't want these problems. None of y'all do. Okay? So let me help you and help them. Don't send anybody that's a YouTuber any money on nothing.
Whoa. Chill, buddy. Chill. Let's get these Cash Apps going, buddy.
I'm getting rich.
We got. Don't send YouTubers that are scamming, obviously promising you acres money. All right. Rello still needs to go on. Rello still has those. Rello still has those fundraisers for his trips. Floyd and them passport bros, they gonna need your money to clap them cheeks overseas. So these the weird. I find that the weirdest, actually. To be honest, let's be serious for a second. I find it. I make jokes about it, but I seriously find it bizarre. I think it's some sort of mental illness that an incel that gets no cheeks would send money to vicariously live through another man clapping cheeks so he can tell you how the cheeks were. For the life of me, I don't understand that. The people that are funding the passport bros, they're in their. I don't understand that. Well, let's get back into this.
I'm not saying that T3andMe is a scammer. I'm not even gonna say Bomani is a scammer or Bag is a scammer. But what I will tell you is stay away just in case. Those 5. And I've been hearing things about those people for about a year and a half. Bag is a scammer. But what I will tell you is stay away just for any money on nothing. I'm not saying that T3andMe is a scammer. I'm not even gonna say Bomani is a scammer or Bag is a scammer. But what I will tell you is stay away just in case. Those 5. And I've been hearing things about those people for about a year and a half. So stay away from them as far as sending them money. You want to enjoy their content, fine. Don't send them nothing. Because once you do, they're going to hit you with a cease and desist. There's court cases out on certain individuals. And you're not going to get your money back. If you need to send your money to them, you don't need to go to Africa. Because who did they pay? Okay? So if they got an issue with me, you can email me.
That part right there. Who the fuck did they pay? Who the fuck did they pay? Even when the Mark Meets Africa origin story, how he just spawned out of the airport station randomly in Tanzania and with no details. Who did he pay? Who did Austin Hollerman pay to set up his life in Kenya? All these folks that are selling real estate, who did they pay? Why are you paying them?
Any of them. Those are the 5 I know. Stay away. Okay? But Mark, I know for sure. The other ones, information is building. And I am going to allow you to email me this shit. And we will do the Dusty News Network top 5 best scammers on King Ghana channel. I will put y'all out of business. Trust me. That's what I'll do. Because for those of us who come up here and do it the right way, and y'all damage your space, I'll work too hard.
Now, I'm telling y'all from now, when niggas like me call out folks and cook folks, there'll be some minimal damage here and there to the reputation. But when you're a bigger YouTuber, like when Oshay and Abba and Preach start calling out certain folks and those videos go dumb viral, hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes in Abba and Preach millions of views, that shit fucks these content creators all the way up. These YouTubers, the perception of these guys, it changes overnight. So when you're scamming and a bigger YouTuber gets a hold of whatever the fuck you doing, it goes real left. We see folks like Jamari all the time. Other big YouTubers that do hundreds of thousands of views, when they expose a smaller YouTuber, it's over for them. It's just nothing but crash outs after that.
A lot of us have worked too hard. People like Tim Swain, people who actually do right by the people, we're not going to let you do that. No, you're not going to do that. This ain't Dr. Umarville. Not as long as I'm here. That shit going to stop. It will stop.
Look at Dr. Umar's reputation. Dr. Umar Johnson used to demand a level of, I don't want to say he commanded respect, but he had way more of a level of prestige in the early Dr. Umar Johnson stages before he started throwing out these dumbass promises, and then he became a caricature of himself, always saying his catchphrases, and then he got exposed by various people through the years, and now Umar Johnson is just he's a joke. He's a joke. He used to be one of the top orators in the community. He used to be speaking facts, and all of us now he's a literal joke.
And so now that I'm on the job, it's hell or high water. Because once I get on your ass, it's all bad. So I told Mark, I said, listen, you need to get ahead of this, man. I said, if you call me in the next few days and you get ahead of this, then you know that you're responsible. He said, well, I am kind of responsible. I said, well, how responsible are you? So he didn't call me back quickly enough. So I said, Mark, I'm not going to make a video about you, but I was compelled after seeing those receipts. I'm making the video now. Mark took those people's money. And I believe his intent, no matter how he want to address it, is malicious. Okay? It was malicious. It was intentional. And then he blamed everybody but himself as to why he did it. Yes, he did, in my honest opinion. And the reason why I can paint this picture like this is because he didn't want to take responsibility for it. So I'm gonna paint it like how I see it. That's how I'm gonna paint it, like I see it. What I believe, it was malicious. It was on purpose, and now he's hiding like a little girl somewhere and not want to take any accountability for his actions, and then try to come on and smile and be nice, don't give up on Africa. He gave up on Africa.
Now, for the most part, I don't know much of Mark Meets Africa's content, but from what I've seen, he doesn't speak glowingly about Africa. He's always complaining about a problem. From what I've seen the interview on the Repat podcast. I've seen 1-2 uploads from him. He's always talking about you're going to have this barrier and this is going to be this and these people are doing. It's all complaints. Is there something wrong with the stream for real? Chat, is there something wrong with the stream? Put a 1 in the chat if there's something wrong with the stream.
He gave up on Africa. Because if it's up to me, he will never do nothing in East Africa again. If I got anything to do with it, none of them will. If I have evidence that you're doing, I'm going to snuff you out. If I got evidence. Okay? Shouts for Brother Raymond Kuma. So he did it. And I struggled with this. I really did, family. I struggled with this. I didn't want to come with this. He's a young guy. But the thing about it is, right? I go and look at, and what he'll do is this. If you have negative comments, he'll delete them. So everything looks positive. And you guys really believe he's a nice guy.
Yo, so many folks do that. So many folks do that. I was watching Terrence Howard on PBD. I'm going to react to that. We're definitely going to react to that. And I went to the comments and I'm like, come on, man. You can't be serious. Like, we're all watching Terrence Howard. Like, I'm watching that and you can clearly see.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
And then we look at the comments and I'm like, okay, they clearly deleted all the negative comments. There's a whole bunch of bot comments in here. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to do an honest review because they're trying to control the perception of the content with these fugazi-ass comments with an enormous amount of likes. And I'm like, come on, these aren't real comments. These are all bots. Y'all are fixing the fight. Y'all are trying to sway the direction of things because that's how people are. People are sheep. They go to the comments, they see certain people thinking one way, and they're like, yeah, you know what? That was very introspective. Yeah, 1 × 1 does equal 2. Terrence Howard is right. And it's like, come on, man. What are we doing out here?
This guy don't do shit like this, family. This is not a nice person.
Whoa, what did I miss? I went on a rant. Hold up.
This guy don't do shit like this, family.
I didn't go back far enough. Oh, well, it is what it is.
This is not a nice person.
Well, if you rob 2 elderly, 20,000 each, sell fugazi properties out here, you did something to, what is that, a disabled kid? Allegedly. All these acts allegedly they're filthy acts if they're true. But nonetheless, a woman...
He's not a nice person.
The woman that was speaking about a 1/4 of an acre, an 1/8 of an acre, and the prices for these units, these 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. She said was like 14,000. I'm like, like he's scamming these folks, but at the end of the day, like some of these folks that get scammed have to be some of the dumbest people on the planet. They really think that Africa is all like a whole bunch of land, a whole bunch of huts, undeveloped land, and you can just come and get everything for the super cheap. And I'm so confused. I don't get it.
If I see you showing or selling real estate, I'm on your ass. Okay? I'm on your ass. I shouldn't see you selling real estate.
Now, you hear that? He said if you selling real estate, he on your ass. Let's go to Austin Hollerman's channel because this is why I'm doing this video. Oshay is joining the group of folks that aren't on the bullshit because there's a if y'all are in this industry and y'all are on this platform, y'all know, I'm speaking to the content creators right now. There's a whole fuck ton of content creators that will see a bunch of folks doing shit, bunch of fuck shit that they call other folks out for. But because they're cool with them, because they've made content with them, because they've interviewed them, because they've been in the same vicinity before, they have this level of allegiance to them where they're like, okay, I'm gonna be completely disingenuous with my commentary towards you, kill all sort of consistency and credibility that I built up because I know you now and you're cool with me, although you're a fraud, I'm gonna make passes for you. That's what a lot of content creators do. Oshay doesn't seem like he's doing that shit. He's calling the folks out, everybody that's on that pro-black grift, trying to finesse folks back in the diaspora on some build Africa when they don't have any type of, they have no standing to be selling real estate, and they're selling real estate finessing. So he's calling out these folks, and for good reason. Doesn't matter if you're cool with them. Doesn't matter if you've been on the interview or you've interviewed with them. Austin Hollerman's cool with them. He's interviewed with them before. He's been on his shows, but he's doing the same thing. He's propagating the same fuckery, doing the same real estate consulting fuckery, charging folks, finessing, and scamming. So it'll be interesting to see if Oshay calls out Austin Hollerman if he gets enough receipts and evidence the way he's calling out Mark Meets Africa and various other folks, because he says anybody can get it. If you out here scamming and you're doing that fuck shit and you're doing the real estate, you can get called out. So I want to see this happen.
Yes. Okay? I'm on your ass. I shouldn't see you selling real estate, showing no expensive houses or mansions. I already know what that's about. Invest in Africa. They don't have the money to buy that. Whoever does it from now. You're selling land. I'm going to make some real entertaining videos about y'all. I got the equipment. It's going to be viral. It's going to be funny. I'm going to be roasting. I don't just do bullshit content with low quality. That's what you niggas do. Y'all do that cheap shit. Once I get on your ass, it's going to be real funny. It's going to be with jokes and shit like that. It's going to be with all kind of sound effects.
I've seen him do it.
And you're going to go viral over here. And don't try to copyright strike it. Don't do that.
Once again, Terrence Howard was doing that. He was buffing up his chest saying, oh, fair use doesn't cover negative opinions and blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, what are you talking about? I could talk. Terrence Howard, I'm just going to shut up because I've promised other shows that are still yet to happen. I still got to perform them. So I'm just going to shut up about incoming shows because apparently I'm not trustworthy to myself. So let's just keep it moving.
Because I'm going to retract you and I'm going to shut your page down.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, false copyright strikes, you get your page shut down. If you try to file a false copyright strike, you can get your page shut down. So
viral over here. And don't try to copyright strike it. Don't do that. Because I'm going to retract you and I'm going to shut your page down.
Yep. Someone tell that to Rello.
So like I said, once I get a hold of you, well, my production team, it's all over but the shout. Your words are libelous. No, it's not. If you hit a fake copyright strike on somebody, you can take their page down.
Yep.
YouTube will take it down.
Yep.
How is that libel? You don't even know how this works. Go back to Wendy's working on the drive-thru where you know what you're doing.
Facts. Yo, there's always some idiot in the comment section talking to an experienced YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and folks think they know better than them. It's like, my nigga, this is our damn job. This is what we do. Why do you think you know better? If you did, you'd be doing it, and you'd be hella successful. It's crazy. And especially that dumbass Tommy Sotomayor. I don't know if that was his real account. That's the fake Tommy Sotomayor account threatening my channel. Talking about, oh, do another reaction. I'm like, or what, nigga? Or what? I'll do as many reactions as possible. And I think they did some reverse psychology. They want me to do reactions so he'll be relevant on YouTube. But unless you got anything interesting, unless there's something interesting, we ain't reacting to shit. But if there's something interesting, we doing it. And ain't nothing you can do. Commentary, fair use, nigga. It doesn't matter if it's negative. It doesn't matter if my opinions are disparaging you. Fair use, nigga. Folks don't like it. They're like, oh, I want to shut it down. This guy's cooking me. He's exposing me. He's exposing that this thought is a terrible thought. This point is bullshit. There's no validity to this point. He's exposing it. Okay, let me shut down it. Nope, you can't do that. Learn the rules. YouTube will erase your channel if you try to hit folks with copyrights. And I don't know what a nigga on Rumble is threatening a YouTube channel for. Back to that Tommy Sotomayor shit. It's like, my nigga, you're on Rumble. What can you do? What can you do?
You're a victim.
There we go, CSI.
You too busy worried about this. Get them fries together. Let me just say this real quick. Create with Alexis Fowler. Thank you, honey. You've been cooking.
All right, let me talk to the chat real quick. Shout out to A-Lady747. Shout out to Angelica. Shout out to Vincent. Now Vincent's a member. Hold up. We got to do something because we changed something around here, chat. The only folks that have wrenches are members. It is a member exclusive thing to give out the wrench. So whether you like it or not, if you're a member, you're getting the wrench. You don't actually have to do moderator duties. Some folks don't want to get a wrench because they don't want to actually have to do anything. You really don't. We got it over here. We have staff over here that'll take care of things. So y'all don't really got to do it. You just get your wrench as a member, and that is standard rule around here now. If you're no member, no wrench. These people are paying for something. You got to differentiate and make them special. They are paying. So that this is a business at the end of the day. I've been doing things a little unprofessional to some regard, but we are cleaning this up. Hold up, chat. I'm struggling out here. I am trying to fix some things in the background. Let me give y'all some music. All right, so let me respond to some of these comments and then we'll get back into this. This comment right here, shout out to Vincent Williamson. Now I'm completely lost. I don't know what Duke the Don show. You say still waiting on the. I don't know what show you're waiting on. I'm supposed to do a show on Duke. What am I supposed to be doing? All right. Let me keep it a complete stack with y'all. I spoke on some shows that I've yet to do yet. Fuck. I'm yet to do the Stephen A. Smith show. The Stephen A. Smith LeBron situation that kind of came and went and passed. And I'm like, if I do this, I still got to do that show. At the end of the day, I spoke on that. Whack 100 being a snitch. That show is 100% happening. There's an enormous amount of evidence that needs to be compiled. So that show is 100% still happening. What else did I promise? Sometimes I just be saying shit. I think that was it. I think those are the two shows that we're waiting for still. I don't know. Can you clear that up with me, Vincent Williamson? What Duke the Don show we talking about? I don't know. Yeah, Adam 22 begging for money. Yeah, we're going to speak about that. Adam 22 is a fraud, man. Adam 22 is a fraud. Yeah, No Jumpers broke, but y'all did like 250 million views last month. It's like, come on, man. And then you got a crypto coin going. You got your porn thing going. You making money, nigga. No one feeling sorry for you. He's recently started his whole membership thing, and he's trying to solicit more members. And these folks on YouTube, it don't matter if you broke, dusty, or getting money. If you a scammer, you scamming. And that's what we're seeing out of folks. Let's get back into this.
Thanks for keeping the family safe. The freehold countries are South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. Any other country worth not investing? Thank you. And I believe, Rwanda. Okay? Now, if I catch you in Tanzania.
Rwanda, right now? With the things that are going on with Paul Kagame invading the Democratic Republic of Congo, we're gonna invest in Rwanda during these times. I don't know about that. Let me hear this again.
You've been cooking. Thanks for keeping the family safe. The freehold countries are South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. Any other country worth not investing? Thank you. And I believe, Rwanda. Okay.
Nah, see, I disagree with that. But he's out in Uganda, so he may have some insight to other things. But Namibia has some ridiculous geographical issues. The Namib Desert takes up a majority of the coastline. Not even the majority, the entire coastline. The population is inbound, so it acts as if it is like a landlocked country because there's no port. Like, to invest in Namibia, it has too much geographical issues to begin with before you even get into the population issues and the wealth inequality in Namibia. That's a tough sell. I would need some more insight to what they're talking about when it comes to Namibia. Botswana, I could see. South Africa, there's a lot of development and infrastructure and a lot of investment already in South Africa. So I don't know, man. That's a broader conversation.
Now, if I catch you in Tanzania selling something, you're a liar. Do not buy anything in Tanzania at all. Okay?
The food is lovely in Tanzania. So is the weather. Tanzania is lit, but, you know, let's get back into this.
Not nothing. If you're going to go buy some Tanzania, buy you some sandals. If you want to go get your weave done in Tanzania. But definitely don't buy no damn $400,000 property from a YouTuber. All you got to do is look at the views. Look at their views. The people who sell this shit. Look at their views. If their views are low, 1,000 views, 500 views, they're not making no AdSense money. So they got a scam. Sterling, thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing. You would think that. You would think, oh, well, if these guys have no views and no YouTube presence and that's what established them and they're out in Africa and they're doing that, they're definitely scamming. But this is the problem. Rich folks be scamming too. That's why the rich get richer by scamming. They don't feel they feel no sympathy for the middle class. So you see Adam22 and various other folks scamming on these platforms. It's not just the Dusties.
You got a scam. So I'm going to bust your ass out. No homo. So unfortunately, Mark Meets Africa, since you don't want to come out and say this, I was going to try to be cool. Mark Meets Africa is no good. No good, family. I'm sorry. He's no good. If you want to watch his content, if you want to think he's a nice guy, no person steals from an elderly lady. Him and his business partner.
2 elderly ladies.
And is a nice person. A person from our community. And what's so crazy is Mark came on this podcast and he had a lot to say about the Hebrew Israelite community. As the Hebrew Israelites were causing problems in Tanzania. Now, I have heard about this. I've never been to Tanzania, but I've heard about this. Yes, he was Evans from Kenya. He was and you defended him. Defended him from what? This didn't happen until last week. What are you talking about? How can you defend somebody that didn't have any allegations? He was on my podcast, but there was no need. That's why you're stupid. There was no need for me to defend him because he didn't do anything until this week.
That's the worst part about being cool with any YouTuber, because the time that you were cool with them, they would have nothing going on, no negativity surrounding their name, and then later something happens and they're like, oh, you were cool with this guy, oh, you were one supporting these motherfuckers. Like Fresh and Fit. They'll always put the Fresh and Fit and Tommy Sotomayor. When they came out on some bullshit, on some building black, on some community shit, before they strayed and did all the cooning and all the bullshit that made them famous pretty much, when niggas were supporting them, they would always turn to be like, oh, you used to support. I'm like, yeah, I used to support when you were building black, when you were building the right way. When it was men building together, doing this stuff. It wasn't women hatred. It wasn't shitting on black women. It wasn't nonstop cooning. That's when folks supported y'all. And then they want to turn around and use that and be like, oh, you used to support. Nah, nigga. We didn't support none of that bullshit that you're doing now, so don't be acting like.
Thank you, Passport Blueprint. I need to get off that fucking Hennessy. What was I saying? Anybody. I have evidence of these. Anyone. It don't matter. The Hebrew Israelites. Sorry. Now, I heard the Hebrew Israelites were causing a lot of problems. Okay? So the Hebrew Israelites were doing X, Y, and Z in Tanzania. He came, shifted blame to them. Now, when it came to spending money with them same Hebrew Israelites,
shit.
It was okay for the Shaloms then. All of a sudden, he can shalom then all day long. Oh, now it's fine. Because the Hebrew Israelites Let him tell it what's the problem in Tanzania. They're fighting all day long. Oh, now it's fine. Because the Hebrew Israelites, let him tell it what's the problem in Tanzania. They're fighting, they're arguing amongst themselves. It's right there on the podcast. Now, but when it comes to spending money, see, the Hebrew Israelites spend a lot of money in Tanzania. That's what people don't know. Did you co-sign Austin Hollerman? He's been on my podcast. I don't have no evidence of Austin Hollerman doing those scams right now. If I do, I will come and tell you.
So when he gets the evidence of Austin Hollerman and the scams, because to be honest, we don't really have much evidence when it came to T3 and me, and you were calling him out, and various other folks. It was just the concept. It was just conceptually what they were doing screamed scam. So you had a feeling and you're like, this is my opinion on it. Austin Hollerman's doing the exact same thing. And I would have, for me, I'd be like, conceptually, it sounds like you scamming out here, bruh. I don't have any of the finer details to what you're doing, but from a viewer standpoint, outside looking in, you don't seem credentialed to be doing what you're doing, and it screams scam. I would not be purchasing this, and I would not advise any other person to be sending money to a motherfucking Cash App speaking about, yeah, we're getting real estate in a foreign country. That sounds asinine. But do we have the proof, and do we have the physical people that have been scammed? No. He has that when it comes to Mark Meets Africa. So that's why he's calling him out. But when he gets the proof and the evidence, I'm sure we'll be hearing Austin Hollerman getting called out and cooked for his scamming, if that is indeed what is happening. Because when I see Austin Hollerman in real estate consulting, I'm like, this is a scam. This is a scam. How are you doing real estate consulting in Kenya? You just got there. You're not a citizen.
Okay?
Especially when you never did anything real estate in America. You owned a barbershop. At first, the word was it was several barbershops, and then he says he doesn't know where the fuck people got that from. It was one barbershop. So he owned a barbershop in America. He was the owner of the business. But he left the business completely and no longer owns the barbershop, and he's doing real estate in Kenya. I've said this before when I spoke about his business. Why did you have to end the business? You could have had various amount of barbers paying for chairs, paying their dues, and you could have still been running your business elsewhere. You don't actually have to be an employee for your business to operate. You have your employees running your business, still accumulating said wealth. Why would you stop that? It made no sense to me. Nonetheless, we're not in folks' business like that, but as it pertains to the scams, real estate, bro, you didn't do real estate back in Texas. How are you doing real estate in Kenya? What connections do you have? How are you doing this as a non-citizen? Come on, man.
But this is somebody elderly and a lady. That's why it's urgent.
And the disabled kid from Mark Meets Africa. Two elderly ladies.
I don't think he's selling no... Austin, young guy, most young guy fan base. Ain't nobody, no elderly person watching no damn Austin Hollerman. That's more younger people.
See, this is when his chat was pressing him about Austin Hollerman. This is where he's wrong. If you ever watch Austin Hollerman, you ever been in his chat, you have ever been watching his panels, you see the most old motherfuckers living through Austin Hollerman. If Austin Hollerman were to pull up his analytics, I guarantee you would see the age range from 35 to 46, from 46 to 50, whatever the fuck the older demographics are, the 40s to the 50s. You'll see a bunch of those. It's not going to be a bunch of 18 to 24s. You're going to see a bunch of older folks watching his shit because there's a bunch of older folks in the Passport Bro space watching his shit. And Mark Meets Africa seems just as young as Austin Hollerman with the same type of appearance. So if the old folks are watching his shit to get scammed, old folks are watching Austin Hollerman to get scammed. He's making passes for Austin Hollerman, but it is what it is.
But Mark appeals to, he's a nice young man. I feel, I want to help him. See, that's what he's doing. So what he's doing is predatory.
that same appeal is the same thing that Austin, that young man shit. Like, come on.
Guys who are on here talking about the shit that I talk about on my main channel, Austin, no elderly person's gonna watch that.
Bruh, elderly people watch my channel with the juvenile topics and the excessive sound effects. Elderly people still watch my channel, so come on, man. Elderly people watch Austin Hollerman. We see it. I don't think you're in his Discord. You know how the average age of them folks in that Discord? They old as shit, my nigga. Ain't Poppy Rico like 60 years old?
God damn. Stick together. Pause.
Even when you say that nigga's name, you gotta pause it. Your boy Tick with the $20 super chat.
Stick together. Pause.
You got one of them names too. You got one of them pause-worthy names, my nigga. Can't even say the name without pausing. Shout out to you with the $20 super chat. A big $20 super chat.
Donations. 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 Donations.
All right, so the $20 super chat, I don't want to repeat your name, but shout out to you with the $20 super chat. You say, I will say there are certain people with disclaimers in their content now after a certain individuals expose them making claims without certifications and its receipts coming. Wait, what? Which individual changed or put a disclaimer in their content because they're not certified? There was, I want to know who that is. Certain individuals, certain people. I want to know. We need some names, bruh. We need some names.
I've seen him do it.
Yep, look at this, man. This is what I'm talking about. We have 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s. Actually, I think we have more people in the 30s than we do in the 20s I think it's 25 to 30 something. I think that's the divider. But we have more people in my audience that are 20, 30, 40, 50 than we do that are 18, 24. That 18 to 24 section is not that big comparatively.
You know, we're going to be honest. NBC, nothing but clapping. We're talking about the booty clapping going on in Africa. We're talking about the weaves and the sandals and stuff. I mean, on our personal things. You know how men are. Men, we're going to be talking about things differently. Okay?
Oh, okay. Austin has disclaimers in all of his content. Okay, that's what's going on. Hey, it goes that way sometimes. Sometimes you just frauding it and you're like, you know what, this is entertainment. Let me just put the entertainment disclaimer so folks, while I'm frauding it, they know that I was upfront somehow with this little disclaimer telling y'all that this is not real. This is I don't know what the disclaimer consists of, so I'm gonna stop commenting on it. But I'm gonna read the disclaimer and see what that is, because Joe Budden is one that does that. I know Joe Budden doesn't want to be cooked on the Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk for some of his takes and some of his opinions, so he puts that stupid disclaimer in the front to act like it's not serious. But I gotta see what disclaimers Austin Hollerman provides to see what he's doing to cover himself.
Oh, when y'all saying I'm defending somebody like this guy Everson Kenyon, I don't even know these guys. These guys don't have problems. How can you defend somebody when they come on your podcast and they didn't have any allegations? It's different if they had allegations and they came onto my podcast. Then you can defend them. Oh, my bad. If you're talking about defending him on the reaction video, that might be different. But defending him anyways, don't even know. Doc O is looking out for the fam. He's a very strong researcher. Thank you, Cameron. Eternal love. So in that case, foreigners cannot own land in Kenya. You cannot.
Foreigners cannot own land in Kenya, but Austin Hollerman is doing real estate consulting with the disclaimer saying he isn't an expert and the investment and losses aren't his responsibility and holds him liable. All right, man, this is bad.
So, and then he'll turn around and then blame the Hebrew Israelites for them causing all the problems in Tanzania, but he don't mind taking their money. Yeah, my bad, Evan. I understand what you're saying. I actually like you. I mean to call you stupid, brother. When I come to Kenya, I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna scam one of these niggas for some money and buy you a drink. Okay? Since they like being scammed so much. Oshay, you have my respect. This is how real men behave. Thank you, brother. Yeah, and Kikila, and I hate to come out and do this, family. I didn't want to do this. I like staying African goddess. Oh, Nigerian Naira. Thank you, baby. I didn't want to do this, family, but I'm really tired of anybody getting scammed. I really do. Like I said, I don't like you. I do not like you at all. I promise to God I don't. Right? I do not want to see y'all. You know I'm serious, as the old folks say, as a heart attack. I don't want to see you in Kampala. I do not. I don't want you in my business. I don't. No, I don't want to see you. This is true. This is very true. Everybody know me, know that I don't want to see you. But I love you, though. I don't want you to get scammed either. Okay? I don't want you in my business. Because I like how I got my shit set up. And I don't want you to be fucking with me like that. Trust me. It's only a few of y'all that have been to my office and been to my house and all that type of shit. But, because that's why I don't want no tourists, because I don't want you moving here. Messing up my situation. I got my stuff set up, player. I don't need you over here. It's plenty of places you can go. Kenya is much better than Uganda any damn way. Stay over there. Okay? But these women, you guys, they're preying on you guys. I'm just going to be honest. Older women, your husband died, older people, older Hebrew Israelites, y'all are the target. I'm sorry. I know I'm not in y'all community. I'm a Baptist. Okay? I'm a national hooping, organ playing, that sound. Well, I'm a Baptist. I'm a diet Baptist, okay? That's me. I've been Baptist I'm not gonna change. But for you Hebrew Israelites out there, some of y'all individuals in y'all communities are participating, and I know all Hebrew Israelites are not the same. But what up, Mental Agility? See, that's my brother. He got married from my show. But I'm going to tell you, Diet Baptist, absolutely. I'm going to tell you, they're targeting y'all. Okay? So we're trying to help you. We are really trying to help you. And again, for somebody from me to come away from my celebrity gossip, and y'all know my celebrity money is good over there, family. I get a lot of money talking about Brittany Renner. I get a lot of money talking about Lizzo. I'm getting money over there. I don't get no money with y'all for real like that.
And this is why I think that this is more legit than other folks getting up on their live stream making these claims. Because he makes significantly more money on the Celebrity Junk and the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel, where he's publishing anywhere from 4 to 6 clips a day that are doing far more views and making way more AdSense than these live streams. So, and spending hours on these live streams where he can be developing various content for other channels, it's a waste of his time to do this. There's no financial motive or incentive to do this. So when he's calling out these folks, you gotta, even if there's no receipts and it seems baseless, it's like, okay, you gotta take it with you still gotta take everything with a grain of salt, but you gotta look into some of these folks. You gotta not look at it like, oh, he's just being a hater. It's like, okay, we're gonna get the other side. We're gonna look into what T3 and me is saying. We're gonna look into what Mark Meets Africa is saying. We're gonna look into a bunch of these folks that may be scamming and see what's actually going on. But that's what it does. It gives us the awareness. It's like, okay, you're raising awareness for people to see that this may be an issue. These folks are taken away from the validity of the folks that are actually building out in Africa, because there's a lot to build in Africa. A lot of opportunity out there. And there's a lot of naysayers that would like to shit and talk down on Africa, talk down on specific African countries, and be like, don't go there. They're giving out these fugazi citizenships. Like, people love to talk shit about Ghana. It's like, it's a hot topic. It gets AdSense, it gets views. So there's campaigns where people, certain countries get singled out and shitted on. Folks complain about it all the time, like they have to be there. Like these countries are forcing them to be there, and they're just complaining about it. It's like, okay, you can go back home, my nigga. You don't gotta complain and disparage these countries, but that's happening.
I get my money talking about booty clapping in all kind of stuff, family. I do my thinking over here. I get my money from over there talking about nonsense, okay? So I got my nonsense channel over there, so I ain't gotta scam you. But now I gotta stop my bullshit to come talk about this.
You know what's funny? He has his nonsense channel over there so he doesn't have to come back here and scam these folks. But folks like Floyd has a whole channel that is a commendable channel, actually, when you look into his auditing channel, holding these corrupt police officers accountable. And then he has voiceovers that on other clips of other people doing the same thing. He has that channel bringing him thousands of views, bringing him thousands of dollars a month, but then he goes to his foreign only and then finesses people to pay for his car. Oh, you pay for my car, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this flight. Donations, donations, donations.
Donations. Donations. Donations.
So I'm telling y'all, man, it doesn't, some folks are, if you're a scammer, you're going to scam, whether you're dusting it up and you need the money or it's just a habitual practice for you where you just need to scam folks and you got to get more and more and more money. I don't know, man. Shout out to Epstein's brother with the $5 super chat.
Donations. Donations. Donations.
Lakers in 5.
Shout out to Epstein's brother with the $5 super chat. He said Austin Hollerman dissed the passport bros for the ugly men they are. Oshay know he ugly, so he protect Austin. Hey, yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Stick together. Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Daniel, by the way.
Shit. Yeah, I'm pissed off. I did not read ahead, and I was reading that super chat as I went. I would have probably censored myself. Damn, man. Yo, Austin Hollerman dissed passport bros. He said he's not a passport bro. He disassociated himself from the label multiple times. But based on ugly men, I'm like, ain't all men supposed to be ugly to you unless you zesty? Why we judging men out here? What the hell is going on? All right, man, we gonna move on, man.
How are Americans supposed to establish themselves in Kenya or Uganda if they can't own land? I'm going to do a whole stream on that. Can you speak Luganda now? No. I can barely say hello. Oshay, have you ever apologized to who? Get your team out of here. That's Mark.
Wait, that was Mark meets Africa in the chat? Was that what happened?
Oshay, have you ever apologized to who? Get your team out of here. That's Mark. Let me see. Have you ever apologized? Apologize these nuts, Joe scamming ass. I'm gonna do a stream on that one day. I'm not gonna do it. Is that Boris? My brother Boris, he met me before. He'll tell you about me. Most of these dudes come to Uganda have met me. Boris, you've been here before. Boris met me at Cafe Java's. We went out, and I bought some drinks for him or whatever. Everybody who come here, they know Oshay ain't never scammed. I'm a trick. I'm a trick. A bona fide trick. All
right, let me see something. Let me see something, chat, because y'all saying they got beef. Let me see something. Let me go to Mark Meets Africa's page. Oh, fuck, yo, I cut my hand right before the stream. The shit won't stop bleeding, so I have this pathetic Band-Aid on my hand. I hope y'all can't see that because we going outside as fuck here. Where is this? Mark Meets Africa. Let's see. 21,000 subscribers. All right. 425 videos, 21,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. He always viewed his not that struggle, actually. But, yeah, the uploads. Yeah, 6 months ago. So you have 4 uploads in the past 2 weeks. But after, like, yeah, 6 months ago, he doesn't upload that often. 6 months ago, I took like a 10-day break, longest break I took all year. This nigga takes 10-day breaks habitually. So this is barely any uploads. 13,000 views on his last upload, but
okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to this video. I was I was reading some of the comments from the video I made called "Don't Stay."
Yeah, if old folks is watching this guy, they watching Austin Hollerman. He made an excuse for Austin Hollerman there, but shout out to Oshay.
In the wilderness longer than you have to, and I'm blown away. I don't know how I didn't see him sooner. I just made the video and posted it, and I started thinking about the next one. But yeah, I really appreciate that so many people understood what I was saying and could even relate. The good thing is there were so many people that had a similar experience. I mean, that's not a good thing, but it was cool to see that we were together in the experience we shared, because it was something. I know I'm not tripping, and I know you guys know that you're not tripping for, you know, what happened. But I'm smiling because I you don't even know. I was hoping. I said, man, am I gonna say this and people are just gonna say, well, you just have to, yeah. Y'all got it. So thank you for getting it. And I wanted to make this video as a, like, the topic came up today and I was on the phone not too long ago. Auntie Ann, if you're watching this. And, you know, the topic that keeps coming up in my private conversations with people is reoccurring, and that's that some of these YouTubers need to stop telling people to come to Africa. So that's the topic of this video, is stop
coming to Africa. I thought you're selling real estate in Africa. What the hell?
Telling people to come to Africa. I mean, and I'm saying it for the sake of saying it, you know, to give kind of like a shock value or something. But the truth is, I believe, I think a lot of people are realizing now that you have a lot of issues in Africa, like more than we knew, and probably more than some people will understand until they get there. But there's still,
this is exactly what I was talking about earlier when I say these uninformed, uncultured folks just go to another country and be like, well, there's problems that we didn't foresee and we weren't, like, what did y'all think, nigga? He don't even look like he have air conditioning. There's sweat all over this motherfucker's face. He seems like who's buying real estate from this? There's no way. There's no way. Hold up.
Still people coming. There was a very strong push to go, especially for African Americans, and most of them have never traveled. So, you know, they see this person on camera and they seem very happy and they seem like their, you know, life is going well. There was at one point, I remember there was videos where people were saying like, oh, you can get a 5-bedroom house here for like $500 a month. And it was kind of true. I know that was true in Ghana and the Gambia. I know the Gambia. Not anymore. So many people came over and they moved in an uncoordinated way that the prices went up for everything. I mean, they coordinated on the ground. The locals. The locals coordinated because they noticed our movement. So they were watching the videos and they were aware of the trend to come to Africa for African Americans. And they were also aware that we were not organized. We weren't together. We weren't doing anything as a group. And so they raised the price on housing and on everything, business services, everything. I mean, they moved in an organized way. I don't think a lot of people realize that about what happened in this movement. I don't want to say failed movement, because some people made it work. But for the people that couldn't or didn't or don't want to and shouldn't have to, because I mean, I'll just kind of go on a tangent and say I don't think everyone should come to Africa. I don't think every African American should come to Africa. I think some people are needed in their neighborhoods. Some people are needed in their church.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
All right, man, I'll come back to that video. This seemed like a whole bunch of that first statement that he made. It seems like he's covering his tracks. oh, the people are making promises about land you can get so cheap for $500 in X, Y, and Z, but they got coordinated and they put an end to all of that. And I'm like, maybe Oshay has something here because I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bruh.
Just don't tell y'all over here. But Oshay is about that trick life, family. And some of you people don't like that shit. I don't care. I am a trick. I'm the kind of person that go to the club and practice buying drinks and leave and don't ask for nothing. That's what I do. I walk in the club and instantly start tricking. That's what my money. I didn't ask you for no damn land scam money and then start tricking. I went and worked for this shit, making my damn videos and tricked it off. I paid for the pussy, okay. Stay on topic. Who cares, bro? Hold on. Let me. I got some place you can go. Hold on 1 second, brother. You stay right there. Don't worry about it. Hold on. 24 hours. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. Who you think you're talking to, boy? I done timed your ass out, man. You let me rant.
So you're telling me that, well, I shouldn't have said the first thing he said because that wasn't the first thing he said. But when as I was speaking about the Africans, the properties, the price of the properties were so cheap, Americans were coming and buying it up, so they coordinated and then they raised prices against the Americans. That's why they shouldn't be coming here and blah, blah, blah. That's what I was talking about. There's no part of that that's true. That's absolute horseshit. That is absolute horseshit.
Musty ass. You know, tell somebody to stop. Shut your motherfucking ass up, man.
Ew,
and a lot of these people be painting themselves as family people, family men that don't curse. Look, let me tell you like this here. Mark, I'm gonna use him for example. He don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do all that.
Oh, okay.
That don't mean he don't lie. That don't mean he don't lie. People got their families in Africa.
They all try that shit. You hear Myron tries it. Oh, I don't drink, I don't smoke like these other druggards and blah, blah, blah. He talks that shit. Saint the Sinner, Marquette Devon Burton talked about he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do X, Y, and Z. And then he got pulled over and arrested for a DUI and possession of a firearm.
I've seen him do it.
It's like, bro, you're saying all these things, but there's police body cam footage of you intoxicated driving, getting caught on a DUI. But you don't drink. All these folks love to say these things to act like they're a sober, clean cut, trustworthy individual, and it's like, bro, stop the goddamn cap.
More reason to scam than a single person, because they got kids and they want to look a certain way. All right. Now me, I come on here looking dusty as hell. All right. You know what I do? I'm with that buying weaves and sandals. This is what I do. I'm not ashamed of who I am. Oshay walks in the club and instantly starts tricking, and y'all don't like that. Oh, he cursed too much. Oh, he this. I ain't never took your money though. I don't like it.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
I no disrespect to Oshay, but let's get back to these scammers. Where are the details on the scamming? I know he has another video. I might have to do a reaction to that because he has a whole video, a whole live stream where he's calling out T3 and me separately. Nobody else in that video, just T3 and me. So I might have to react to that. Maybe there's some insight and some details in that video because I'm not really getting them in this one.
He tell it. Okay, go ahead on and let somebody who you think it looks more professional take your damn money. And I already told your musty ass anyway. So jealous and envious. How you jealous and envious of a motherfucker who steal? Get him out here, guys. Hold on. Don't. Yeah, all y'all money. Thank you for the donations. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do with it. Don't even worry about it. Give me some more money since y'all feeling so damn generous. I'm going to trick it all off. As soon as I get my check, don't even worry about thank you in advance. You didn't pay somebody's phone bill. Thank you. Thank you. Send more. Okay?
All right, let's get to the exposure, man.
And y'all thinking about how a person is logical and they have a sound mind. A person who is, oh, so you could do a giveaway for your loyal fans. I'll tell you what, I would give you something. I'm going to leave y'all something. I got a gift for you. It's 5 words. It's called alone. I'm going to leave you motherfuckers alone. How about that? That's the gift I'm going to give y'all. I'm going to leave you alone. That's the gift. That's why I moved all the way the fuck away from y'all in Kampala to leave y'all alone. That's the gift I've been giving y'all for years. That's the best gift I gave y'all. Alone. Now, ain't I thoughtful? This is from someone's airtime. Thank you, Brother Matthew. So he is an unorthodox guy. You know? So again, unaccountable.
Yep. Again, unaccountable. Shout out to Derek Berry with the $2 super chat.
Donations.
Unaccountable. The saint and the sinner. You said, wait a minute, the saint was caught riding dirty. Yep. The unaccountable, the saint, he tried to change his name to the saint. The saint and the sinner, nigga. You got caught on a DUI. I remember Duke reacted to that. He responded to that. I don't know where that nigga is. That nigga, somebody said to do a video about him. I'm like, I don't even know where that nigga is. You know what? We'll move on.
It's easy for somebody to talk about how unaccountable Tanzanians are. What about how unaccountable African Americans are? FBA in Africa. Or the diaspora in Africa.
Or the Trump administration. Now, how about that? How about we talk about these whites in the Trump administration, about how unaccountable they are? How about we talk about that? How about we talk about the person, the innocent man who was working and he has his citizenship, that was deported in that Venezuelan, he was supposed to be a part of that Venezuelan gang, and he's stuck in that jail in what is it, Guatemala? Wherever the fuck that jail is, where they have that program going, and they have this motherfucker locked up, shaved head, like he's part of the Venezuelan gang. They have innocent folks. They fucked that up. Where's the accountability for the Trump administration? Where's the accountability for the leaks? What about the leaks when they're fighting the Houthis? And then they added the reporter. Where's the accountability? Where are the folks getting fired? Where's the accountability? There is no accountability. I think a lot of the times we get in these platforms and we focus on our black groups and lack of accountability. Meanwhile, we're holding folks accountable all the time, and we realize a lot of us are way more accountable in our group. Black men, and they talk about, oh, black women are unaccountable and blah, blah, blah. And there's this whole manosphere war all the time. And you're like, wait a minute. These black women are accountable for what they're doing in comparison to these other groups that we're letting slide all the time. These black men are very accountable compared to these other groups that we constantly let slide, and we're focusing and disparaging our own kind. Like, I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, come on, man. We can highlight some of these things and be like, we can do better here. But when we start doing the race comparing and we start putting ourselves beneath other races and be like, oh, look at the white man, they're doing this, look at Asian. It's like, well, bro, y'all need to get more informed about these groups and these different cultures, because they're dusting it up in various different ways. They're unaccountable in various different ways. Yes, they're good, and there's good groups and there's good people everywhere. But the way we hold ourselves in like this inferiority light, this inferior light, I'm struggling out this bitch. We frame ourselves in this inferior light, and I'm like, this ain't it. We got to stop doing that. I'm not saying Oshay's doing that, but as a group, as a collective, we do that a little too much. I see that too much online.
Because can you blame Africans for this? Oh, Africans do scam. Don't get me wrong. But the ones that's taking the big money from the Hebrew Israelites, I have not heard one that's from an African. It's all YouTubers doing this shit a lot of times. ALONE.
It's true. A lot of YouTubers propagate fuckery on a large populace, and it's really just them doing it. There's that too.
We got scammers in our own camp. Oh, the Eat, Love, Migrate chick. Don't leave her alone. The one with the buff dude in Africa, the little buff African husband. She's about to get on my Dusty News tonight on my main channel. She's so good. Her situation is so dusty. I got to get her. I got to get her. I got to get my booty clapping sounds together. I got to get her tonight. Don't even worry about you, boo. You done left your kids.
Another thing. The Trump administration and the media lie through their teeth nonstop. Damn near everything Trump says is a lie. Reciprocal tariffs. There's nothing reciprocal about the damn tariff. You're going to hit nations that don't have tariffs against you. Oh, we're going to raise the reciprocal tariff. I thought it was reciprocal. How are you raising a reciprocal tariff? Doesn't it match the tariff of the nation? No, it doesn't, because your dumbass doesn't know anything about economics, Trump. The whole administration's a goddamn mess. But we're not talking about that right now. That's another show.
In LA, and now you're out here in this little jungle village, whatever you trying to be called. And that's what they try to do. They try to go, they try to go out into the most primitive places in Africa. ELES, E-scam. Yeah, the DIY lady. Don't worry about it, Blue. I'm gonna get you, baby. Don't worry about it. I got your old clips and stuff. It's gonna be all bad. All that booty clapping you did in the village, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And all y'all going.
All right. So one gripe I do have with Oshay, as it relates to these YouTubers that he's calling out as scammers, because Mark Meets Africa and these other folks, I get it. The woman he's calling a booty clapper in the Gambia or whatever. What I'm confused. If she's out there getting her cheeks clapped, where's the crime in her getting her cheeks clapped? Talking about she's a booty clapper and what is she spreading disease? What is she? I'm sorry, I'm confused. What's going on?
End up on my main channel. Some of y'all dusty scams are gonna be so good you're going on Oshay Duke Jackson main channel. You're gonna be in the regular rotation. You're not just gonna be on the Pan-African shit. You're gonna be in the regular with the celebrities of Kanye West and shit. I'm gonna put you up there with them motherfuckers. You're gonna be up there with Lizzo. Let me find out. All you gotta do is let me find out. And if you get mad and want to catch fade, I'm gonna give it to you. If you angry about it.
Yo, Oshay's gonna catch fades with YouTubers out here? What the fuck's going on? What the hell? Hold up. Did I hear that right?
All you gotta do is let me find out. And if you get mad and want to catch fade, I'm gonna give it to you. If you angry about it, win or lose.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. It's a total fabrication.
Stop the cap.
Oh shit! Oshay, you're not fighting nobody. Come on, man. Oh shit!
Let me find out. All you gotta do is let me find out. And if you get mad and want to catch fade, I'm gonna give it to you. If you angry about it, win or lose.
Nothing. He got in his Myron bag. He's tripping now. Oshay, he's tripping. Bro, why are we fighting random YouTubers? We gotta stop doing this. If anyone wants to fade, we can. Why? We gotta stop doing this. I'm saying we because I'm included. I'm not. Why am I taking my time out to find a random YouTuber that's beaking on the net, just flapping his beak, and I'm supposed we're gonna run the fade. I don't know you, nigga. I'm not spending thousands of dollars to travel to fight you. I don't know you. I don't give a fuck. Now, if you in my city and you see me and you want that fade, you getting these hands, nigga. You getting all these motherfucking hands then. Oh! But I don't know, man.
Okay? Win or lose. Win or lose or draw. That booty clapping in the village, I'm gonna tell people, okay? The DIY lady is a scammer. Yes, that is for sure. One of the reasons why Sierra Leone raised the price, I'm gonna tell you another story that y'all don't know. One of the ladies from, remember Tanzania, Sierra Leone was trying to charge African Americans for citizenship? Do you want to know why? EL, whatever her name, E-scam, with the Sierra Leone, put her African sandals on, had the little oil and the little witch stuff, and see, that witch shit don't work with me. Y'all who say y'all witches, I'm Baptist. I will plead the blood of Jesus on your ass. Okay? So it's not gonna work. We have hoopers in our family. We don't, because if that witchery shit don't work on white people, it's not gonna work on me. You can stab dolls all motherfucking night.
What the fuck?
I will take that knife and beat your ass at the bottom of the butt with it. That's what's gonna happen. So if you want to get mad and make a little Ouija doll, nigga, that don't work with me. Because if it worked, you wouldn't be scamming. If you could be a witch, then you could witch yourself the lottery numbers. And you wouldn't be doing this shit. But since you living in a struggle village, or whoever y'all say y'all witches and all that shit, it don't work, you broke. So you ain't praying hard enough to the devil. So it's not gonna work on me. She went out there to Sierra Leone, got her citizenship. Okay? What did she do with that citizenship? Took her ass right back to Ghana, didn't invest in Sierra Leone. Oh, by the way, she was going to use y'all money to steal, to invest in Sierra Leone. She didn't even do that. She didn't even steal the money to buy a new camera.
What happened to the significant investment that Akon made in Senegal? Remember, he was supposed to have that A-coin city somewhere in Senegal. What happened to that? Akon was running around talking. What happened to that? That.
Okay. All you little cell phone YouTubers out here, I'm on your ass. Mark, cell phone YouTuber. Quality been the same since 1976. Since when Dr. J had hops. I hate to say this about Mark. Mark, anybody that had the same quality after getting money and remain dusty like Mark on YouTube, you are silly as fuck to send them money.
Okay? Facts.
You little Samsung negative note YouTubers. I hear hello win in the back of your videos. You've been on YouTube for like a half a decade. It sound like somebody in the back of your ear like this all the time on your videos.
Jesus Christ.
But you're asking for donations. Why would you ever send somebody money with cell phone YouTube quality? Please don't swear, sir. Hold on a second. Stucky. Hold on. You right there. Come to the front of the church. You. Hold on. Let me please don't swear, sir. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Hold on. I'm gonna pin your message. Is it pinned? Everybody look at Stuck-C87. I'm gonna ask him a series of questions. Stuck-C87, number one, do you pay these motherfucking bills in this house? Yes or no? Do you pay him, motherfucker?
What he was describing was textbook Floyd and Rello streams. Wind blowing in the back, cell phone quality, although Rello got a DJI now. Trash ass quality. Floyd will always have the F. Wait, what the fuck? Why'd I freeze? Oh, that was temporarily. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? My screen froze for a second. Oh, we good. Yeah, the quality's terrible most of the times. As I'm destroying people's quality, my quality goes. What the fuck?
You pay these bills in this house, okay? Okay. So let me tell you this. The fucks to give are out of stock. Once they come back, you will be the first motherfucker I call. But right now, the fucks to give are out of stock. They are sold out. They sold out. Okay? Amazon don't got them. eBay don't got them. B&H Photo don't got them. And Walmart don't got them. You have earned your ass a timeout for 24 hours. You broke motherfucker, you. Don't you ever tell me to stop cursing. I don't listen. You people in the pro-black Pan-African community, see, I would be a little bit more professional with y'all, but y'all are the ones getting scammed anyway. So who in the fuck cares if I'm cursing or not? I ain't taking your motherfucking money. And fuck you. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all no way. To be real. Kiss my ass. How about that? All these fake people and shit in this community acting all nice when the camera come on. I don't give a fuck about y'all like that for real. Don't be telling me what the fuck to do. You don't pay nothing over here with your ugly ass. Anyways, and stop interrupting me. I'm trying to save your damn life. You're fake. Get brother George Macon, get Steven Treadwell out of here. Thank you, brother. Okay? And at first I was trying to hold back. Let me go and be professional. I'm in the Pan-African community. Y'all niggas be scamming more than the manosphere. It's more scammers over here than it was the community I was in before. Y'all worse than them. It's so much booty clapping going on. Like, do you know Repat YouTube? Y'all are nasty too. It's booty clapping going on. It's stealing going on. It's folks taking people's wives over here. Y'all don't really want me to go out and tell it all, do you? You don't want me to do that. Y'all are worse than what I left, to be real. Y'all are way worse. Y'all was talking about Kevin Samuels, and you Negroes is 100 times worse. There is no dustier place in YouTube than Pan-African YouTube. Y'all are worse. I'm going to be real. Y'all are the most booty clappish out of anybody. It's so much sex and booty clapping and lying and all of that and religious scams. This is what y'all doing. And you mad at me for cursing? It's all kind of booty clapping going on over here. And don't none of y'all like condoms either. I'm going to tell you that much. Nasty ass. Talking about that somebody cursing. Be the first person not using no curse words and scamming. So the lady ES or Eat Love Migrate, whatever her name was, she's the reason why Sierra Leone got tired of y'all, because it was too many black Americans getting free citizenship and not investing in the country. So what she did is took her ECOWAS citizenship and then took it, went back to Ghana and got like that. So she used Sierra Leone, didn't even stay there. I see Austin. I already talked about Austin. I hadn't heard about nothing about Austin scamming no damn people or no damn women. Austin is a young man. Them dudes over there ain't talking about this type of shit that y'all doing.
Wait. How old is Mark Meets Africa? Ain't he a young man too? Austin keeps getting these excuses. He's doing the same thing. He's selling real estate. Come on, man.
I met Austin before. Austin be out. My old ass, I couldn't even keep up. Nigga come home at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I can't even deal with it. He got mostly young men coming to Africa, and that's it. He ain't got no women over there commenting and all this shit. Thoughts on JT, the bigger figure? I haven't got no proof of it.
Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $5 super chat.
Donations.
Lead Clinton says, Oshay like Whack 100. He knows everybody's business. Whack 100? To be compared to Whack 100 is very insulting. Whack 100 is... He's one slimy ass motherfucker. And he's a rat. Man, Whack 100 doesn't understand the difference between content and snitching. It's bad. But yeah, shout out to you, Lead Clinton. Oshay knows this guy personally. That's why he knows some of his business. There's one thing that I look at this and I'm like, it's not sitting right. The conversations and everything in relation to the scamming was discussed off air when it comes to Oshay and Mark Meets Africa. He says Mark Meets Africa confirmed and admitted it to him, but that was off air. That wasn't content. That wasn't a live stream. That wasn't that was like off air business. That's my only thing where I'm like, oh, that's a little different. So you're exposing things from a conversation that was off air. It wasn't content. It was a personal conversation. That's where I look at it and I'm like, yikes. But nonetheless, it was details in relation to scamming. So he told him something in person, or not in person, on the phone about scamming these old women, talking about he's not even around there anymore, did not deny the scamming of the old women, the senior citizens. But that wasn't content. That's kind of like what Whack 100 does. The Whack 100 does that a lot. He'll bring things that are not content, that is personal, and bring it on air, and then it's now content. But Whack 100 is way worse because Whack 100 will be involved in the street shit, talk about Pyru this, Pyru that, talking to a whole bunch of Crips in the street, a whole bunch of other people, bring that to Clubhouse, have conversations about street activities. Nobody's been charged for these things. It's not media. It's not being covered in the media. It's straight street activities. As a Pyru himself, speaking about street activities, bringing it to Clubhouse, chopping it up on Clubhouse, making other YouTubers take those conversations and the information, make content on it, and then Whack 100's dumbass says, oh yeah, we got the content. We got the content. It's like, my nigga, you're a rat. You're bringing hood activities while being Pyru, talking about Pyru this, Pyru that, and you're bringing those activities on air, bringing up those conversations, those activities, putting it and making it content, and then saying, oh, it's content, we can speak about it. Oh, this is content, we're just talking about the content, it's out there. It's like, bro, you yourself are bringing these street activities, and then you're able, so the feds are able to tie this to Big U, this to Loose Cannon, this to Brick Baby, all these things, and you're corroborating the stories that end up in their case because you're the dumbass that brought it up online. Oh, it is just content, but there's evidence in the street that confirms what you're saying, but it's just content. Whack 100 is the biggest snitch out there. We'll get back into that when we're ready to talk about Whack 100. That's what happens to me sometimes. I go off on these tangents. This video is not about Whack 100. Maybe I'll make this a clip.
I've heard some things I don't have no to. JT the Biggest Figure, I grew up listening to JT the Biggest Figure. I'm from the West Coast. I don't know about JT the Biggest Figure. Okay? But I'm telling you about, stop asking me about the YouTubers. I'm talking about the one that I know for sure today. Okay? Mark is the one I know for sure. That's why it's called Mark Meets Africa is Scamming. And it's not JT the Biggest Figure is scamming. I don't even think JT the Biggest Figure is in Africa no more.
Hold on, let me do some chat. Let me pull up something real quick.
Can you and I discuss Mark on the air, sir? Hell no, we can't discuss Mark on the air. Your job is to be here listening to me talk about this shit. Nobody came to see you, Otis.
Okay, let me see this.
Nobody came here to see you, Otis. Okay? So, and then y'all be out here. It's another lady going went viral tonight on Twitter. She didn't got 5
Okay,
million.
so he has 8 or 7 streams. Hold up, let me see. He has Beware of Pan-African YouTuber Repat Scammers. 8 days ago, 10,000 views. How to Avoid Shady African Diasporan Scammers. 8 days ago, 6K views. The first one, 2 hours long. The second one, 1 hour and 13 minutes long. These are just him, no reaction, phone, stream of consciousness, just talking, exposing these people. Another one, Dusty Pan-African YouTube Scams Exposed. 6 days ago, 1 hour and 13 minutes, 6.8K views. Dear African Americans, do not buy land in Africa. 5 days ago, a stream, 1 hour and 44 minutes, 25K views. 5 days ago, Dear African Americans, do not buy land in Africa Part 2. These are all Oshay streams on Kenganda channel. So for the past 8 days, this has 6.7K views. Mark Meets Africa is indeed a scammer. This is what we're reacting to right now. 31K views 4 days ago. YouTube land scammers trying to hold me back, and guess what? This was 21 hours ago. So he's done 7 videos as it relates to scammers, YouTubers scamming in Africa within the last 8 days while getting his normal schedule off and getting all these videos out. So he's been putting in the work when it comes to exposing these scammers.
E. Jackson, it is 7:41 in the morning. And your boy is still working. I didn't go to sleep yet.
Donations.
Shout out to Lee with the $10 super chat. Lee says Trump/Doge has seriously affected children's programs that I'm witnessing firsthand. They immediately dismantled a program for gifted kids in science that was a part of hospital mentor program. Trump is cutting so many significant programs, and he talks about, oh, we're cutting down the government. We're doing what they wanted. They wanted less government, small government, and he's getting rid of really significant, important positions and jobs within the government. And he's doing it quick, fast, in a hurry to the point where he has to reverse some of these things because these are mandatory or fundamental institutions that help the country. Like, he's fucking up a lot. I'm gonna have to get into specific details if I'm gonna go off on a tangent about this. But shout out to Lee with the $5 super chat. Or, sorry, $10 super chat. $10 super chat.
I'm getting rich.
Yeah, man. We're definitely gonna have a conversation about this. I've been off air for a while. I've been trying to improve my program so we can get more constant uploads, more live streams. Sometimes you got to make sure the system is a correct system so you can be more efficient in the system. So that's what I've been working on so we can discuss these topics and within the right stream. So we're definitely going to do a complete breakdown of what the Trump administration has been doing in their first couple months, because we have coons like Anton Daniels saying do not attack his daddy Trump on some filthy work. Like, it is that bad. So we're definitely gonna have to react to some of these things and do some breakdowns, because there's a lot of biased people meat hugging Trump, acting like what he's doing, like acting like he is God. Like, you can't say nothing negative about this motherfucker. You can't call it out objectively, his mistakes and the right things he's doing. Not really many right things, but you can't put it in the real perspective without people being and doing the most. There's a whole bunch of disingenuous coverage as it pertains to the Trump administration in the media right now. So we're definitely going to have to do an objective breakdown on what's going on in the administration. But that's for another day. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Leah. I didn't even hear about the Gifted Kids program that he got rid of. There's so many programs and so many... What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
All night long. And the good Lord has allowed me to come back here on the Backsliding Baptist podcast to minister once again, amen, about...
This video is called YouTube Land Scammers Trying to Hold Me Back, and guess what? In this video, he goes in on T3andMe and adds some more insight to what he was speaking about in the video I was reacting to a couple of minutes ago.
Land Scammers family, I have been really taken aback since I've jumped in the game. I want you to know that my life was very comfortable up to this week. I was tricking, I was buying weaves and sandals and candles. But once I decided to get into the game, so many of the people have come against me, family. I've seen the YouTube scammers are trying to form like Voltron. I've been getting messages. People are begging me to stop. Could I please take my foot off the gas pedal, family? What can I do to make sure that their land scamming business will continue? They haven't said it like that, but this is what they are doing, family. And I just want you to know that here at the back...
Yeah, my bad, chat. We'll get back into that. Going to what Lee said, yeah, Trump administration abruptly cut billions of dollars from state health services. So the Department of Health and Human Services abruptly canceled more than $12 billion in federal grants. He's been doing that. He's been cutting federal funding to a lot of to a lot of programming that he doesn't agree with, and it's just bad.
Sliding Baptist Church, we say no to the scammers. Okay. Now I want to talk about a few things, because many of you guys believe that for the people that I've come across, that I am hating on them, and this is something I want to continue to address. That I am somehow jealous. This is an age thing. I'm 137 years old and I'm hating on somebody that's a young dude or a young female. And I'm going to address that on a pre-recorded video. And I have finished a masterpiece on T3 and Fleet. I have finished a masterpiece. It's going to take about another 48 hours to finish. But it is such a masterpiece, it's going to win an Emmy Award before it even come out.
Wait, did he
put that out? Before it even come out. Okay. Well, hold on one second. Your mama is my favorite transgender YouTuber. Is that right? I didn't know your mom was transgender. That's nice. What I want to tell you is I am here to stick to the points. Okay? I am here to stick to the points. When it comes to any of these people here, Bomani, T3 and me, if you look hard enough, there is evidence that people were saying this before I even got into the game. People who lived in Tanzania were talking about them. So any kind of anybody believing that I'm doing this because I am jealous of anybody, I'm jealous of them, I'm jealous of Bomani, be honest and be for real with yourself. Most of you guys who know about me and know about my career here on this platform, I'm going to say it again,
Before he says that, to me, I always have to combat this point because it is the most tired point ever. It's a convenient deflection, a distraction from your criticism. It is to get you off of your points. Oh, you're hating, this is not. Okay, so why are you here watching the hate then if it's hate? Whenever you're critical of somebody and you're calling them out for the shit that they're doing, other folks always have to come like, oh, you're hating, they're more successful. Meanwhile, they're not. There's no reason to hate. This is just what you do. And it's like, for me, I watch this and I'm like, yeah, welcome to what we do, Oshay. Because there's a certain subsect of us on YouTube that exposes people religiously. A lot of our videos is cooking folks and exposing the fuckery that they did on the platform. That's where we differ a little bit, because I don't get into what the fuck you do off of the platform in your personal life. When I do the exposures and all the stuff that I speak about, it's what you put out there for the public to consume. If a lady comes out and she speaks about said activities and being scammed and blah, 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 and it's a video and it's out there, I'm covering that. I'll speak on that. But I don't really get into the weeds of discovering things about people in their personal life off the platform and then bringing it to the platform. I only speak on what is out there. That's what I do. Because I don't really give a fuck about these people personally.
400 million lifetime views. I'm going to say it again. Over 400 million lifetime. Okay? 4 different plaques.
Lee says
on each channel.
Hold up, my bad. Yeah, he's doing well. He does have 4 different plaques. He has 100,000 subscribers on all his channels. He's cooking. He knows how to work the platform. Shout out to Lee. Lee says, we didn't even get to say goodbye to the kids. They could have at least waited until the end of the school year. These kids are really talented and gifted. We were going to have an award ceremony after. I don't know why he would cut the spending and the funding to gifted kids. For me, it's so bizarre. Don't you want higher achieving greatness in your country? You want to make America great again, but you're gonna cut funding to gifted kids? That is bizarre. A lot of the federal funding cuts that he has, he's just trying his best to I don't know, make it look like he's done something good on paper. He cut the deficit somehow, some way, although everybody's fucked and suffering. Like I don't know what I don't get it. This administration's weird. We're just gonna have to see the culmination of events following the plan being fully fleshed out. Let's get back into this.
400,000 followers or more. Okay? So I've been in the game and I've worked with a lot of black YouTubers who have done better than me. People can vouch for me in the sector and black YouTube. I'm very known. Many people have grown up watching Oshay do Jackson, okay? So I want people to understand that it's not about hating on somebody who has much less success on this platform than I do. The reality is...
And this is why I like when folks like Oshay or Abba and Preach are people that have far more success than the other folks that they claim we're hating on, call these folks out. Because they always want to say, oh, you're just hating on these folks because they're more successful. And I'm like, first of all, damn, that took long. What type of... That was a fail. Yeah, first of all, no, nigga. Secondly, because you can't prove to these folks your level of success without showing them personal information, bank accounts and all that based on numbers sometimes on YouTube. So it's like, whatever. Y'all will think that dumbass thought because you're trying to deflect and you're trying to be unaccountable for what the hell I'm calling out. What I'm calling out and I'm pointing out is very true. The points I'm making is very true. You can't combat it. You can't rebut it. So your only thing is, oh, you're hating. You're hating because these folks are successful. You can't try that with somebody like Oshay. You can't try that with somebody like Abba. So the points have to be challenged. And what can you do with that? Nothing. You repeat the same things y'all say to people like me. You're hating. You're hating. No, they ain't, man.
Is the person that we are talking about doing this or not? That's what we got to leave it here. And when somebody wants to try to take it away from that to you jealous of them, you hating on them. Like the old preacher said, let's bring it back to the bush. Let's bring it back to the bush. And right now, I want to talk about something. 3 words. Cash App Crips. Who are the Cash App Crips, family? Press 1 if you know who are the Cash App Crips. Can you please tell me? I need to know. Here at the Backsliding Baptist Podcast, I want to know who are the Cash App Crips. Not the Rolling 60s Crips, not the Santana Block Compton Crips, not the Southside Crips, not the Park Village Crips. I want to know who are the Cash App Crips. Press 1 if you know who the Cash App Crips are. Press 2 if you don't know. Press 2 if you do not know who the Cash App Crips are. 2, okay, Jay Sanders, he don't know. Young Villain, you don't know. Okay. Ag Gray don't know. Okay, so many of y'all don't know who the Cash App Crips are. Let me ask you a question before we get on the identity of the Cash App Crips. They are a new gang, and it's a new gang in Africa. Okay? The Cash App Crips. Let me say I was going to sell you a house or a car. Okay? Could you buy a car, or would you buy a car at a car lot, a reputable car lot or car dealership?
Yeah.
By Cash App?
Oh, hell nah.
Hell no.
Press 1 if you have ever bought a nice car. Maybe you have. By Cash App.
Hell no.
I just want to know, have you ever bought a car or made a down payment on a car through Cash App?
Hell
Press
no.
1 if you have, because I don't want to be, as you folks say, I'm lying on everybody. I'm a hater. I'm a hater.
All right, first of all, I think folks need to understand something. If you're outside of America, you can't really be using Cash App like that. I don't think Cash App has availability in all these other countries. There's no Cash App in Canada. You got to pay American taxes tied to that Cash App. So, Cash App, let me see availability in Cash App, because which countries is it available in? I think it's an American thing. I think they have it in the UK as well. And which countries? Let's see what we got here. Yep. Doesn't work internationally aside from the option to send payments to other users in the UK and the US. Yeah, so you're doing international stuff. You're doing purchases in Africa, in African countries, in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Kenya, in these various countries, in Sierra Leone. But how are you doing these interactions when it's an American company? Only interactions in America and the UK. How does that even work? Why would they even bring Cash App as the viable option? It's not one.
Press 1. If you bought a car on Cash App, let me know. Anybody, have you ever made a monthly payment on Cash App on your car? You were trying to pay your car off through Cash App? Press 1, please. I want to know if you've done this. Press 1 if you have done it. 2 if you have not done it.
Yeah, let's get these likes up, chat.
Okay. I have not seen anybody press 1. 1, you have done it. So you've been, okay. So you haven't done it. Okay. Can I ask you a question then? Who has successfully bought a house on Cash App? Press 1 if you have bought a house on Cash App. Or if you have not done so, press 2. Because here at the Backsliding Baptist podcast, we want to make sure that we promote. You have not. So Jake from State Farm is lying. Let's go ahead and get him out of here. So for those of you who are familiar with T3andMe, a person who handles business investments, they are investing for you. Now remember, they're going to help you invest in Tanzania. Now remember, with the same mentality, family, the same mentality that we use in the States, if we're going to buy a car, we will send the money, or the person that's financing the loan will disperse that money to the car dealership's bank, right? If we are buying a house, our financier will deliver that money to the person's bank. Okay, that's how it works. And anywhere in the world, you're dealing with somebody's bank account. Now, hold on. I have receipts that people, and don't worry, the video's coming, are buying investments to T3 and Flea by Cash App. My question is, just using the Cash App idea, if you are a business, why are you having people send money to you on Cash App when Cash App doesn't give the person sending the money any viability in Tanzania, when Cash App is not something that happens in Tanzania?
It's an American
Why
company.
don't they send the money for their investments, if you're a real investment person, to a Tanzanian bank account? I'm going to say it again.
Scam.
I'm going to say it again. Because the Cash App Crips family, they're all down here. Let's talk about it again. If they are a valid business, why are your customers sending money to you through Cash App? What if you're a legit business, you want to make sure that you're paying taxes on the business? Because let me tell you where you make a mistake. Number one, T3andMe is robbing Tanzania because you're sending money. If it is a business investment, you're not paying Tanzania any taxes through Cash App. That is tax fraud. So they're investing into Tanzania. Let you tell it.
Yeah, Oshay, you're going to end up having to call out Austin Hollerman, because Austin Hollerman also spoke about how he avoids paying taxes in these countries while trying to operate a real estate business in Kenya. So he is literally leaving you with all the world of content, unless he hid that video, because he had a video speaking about how he doesn't pay taxes. I don't know if he put that on private. Austin Hollerman's been fucking up. And according to Oshay's rhetoric about anybody can get it and he calling out anybody, Austin Hollerman should be next. Let me read some of these comments. Nothing wrong with warning people to avoid selling land through Cash App to folks that aren't trained real estate agents. It saves them and the land buyers. Prevention is better than the cure. The faceless ones support and defend the scammers. Yeah, that's true. I should put these comments on the screen so y'all can see them too. Give me a second. The ones defending the scammers will be the ones to fall victims. Another big factor I talk about on my channel, living in these African countries with no health care. You are definitely educated, the people in this video. I'm glad Mama told you stop cursing people out. Nah, you can get cussed out. What else do we got here? You are not jealous or hating on them. You are shining a light on where the darkness is. Yep. Kinganda can't afford wireless headphones. Yikes. Yeah, you got cooked there. What else do we got here? They are also charging USD for land in Tanzania. There is a new law in Tanzania where the real estate or any other services that a person must be charged in shillings if they are doing business in Tanzania. Yeah, that's bad, man. They fucked up with that one. Okay, so this is the thing. I'm going to go see what T3andMe responded with. we're going to get back into this video. I want to see some response. I want to see both sides of this damn thing. I don't want to see an exposure without somebody pointing out the receipts that they have, the evidence to back up their points, to call out the bullshit that other people are doing. So let me see if I can find T3 and me and see what's going on with them. Why we still choose Tanzania. Build a new paradigm. How Trump phasing out paper money will affect you. Okay, we don't give a fuck about no Trump right now. Nobody's responding to Oshay, which is bizarre. Why? Where's the defense? Aren't you guys gonna jump out the window and defend yourselves? Y'all getting called scammers and everything, and y'all ain't defending yourselves? What is this?
What's going on, world? I'm Ambassador Tim Ford Jr. of the African Union, AUCS, and I've been living over in East Africa, Tanzania for almost 5 years now. And I help my people invest, rebuild, and return over to the continent of Africa. But today, I want to talk about the spirit of discouragement and doubt that overtakes some of our people when they are trying to come to Africa and when they want to build something and do something along these lines. Now, I've been over here for almost 5 years now, and I've had my fair share of ups and downs, and I've seen a lot of people experience ups and downs for themselves as well. So, you know, this is one of the things that you're going to have to deal with on this journey. That's with any journey in life, rather, anyway. You're going to have to go through the tough times and the tough moments of learning a new culture, learning a new language, learning how to operate in a new place. But those tough times and those tough moments.
Why doesn't any of these folks recommend that people should learn about these places prior to throwing their entire life away at home and choosing to move out to these places? Don't learn about these places as you're already in these places. Like, why is that? I don't understand why they don't recommend for these people to do some research about these places, the GDP, the climate, the laws, the standards, the regulations, culture. People should look into all of these things. People get into these countries and they're shocked. And they're like, oh my God, there's no air conditioning. Oh, there's no fresh water. There's no X. And it's like, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
Are actually what makes you and builds the character that you need in order to take on what you claim you're trying to build and what you claim you're trying to work on. Like, nothing in our life, and especially coming to Africa, nothing will be handed to us. I mean, you literally got to work for everything.
Yeah, see, this comment means nothing, bruh. This is what people do. This is what Oshay was talking about. There's always the fake, humble, nice people. We've seen all sorts of scammers. So the fake to super cool, the good vibe, that for me, that doesn't mean they're not a scammer. The positive vibes and love, that's a technique to the scamming.
I know in America, we're not used to having to work. We're used to things being handed to us, and we're used to people really, literally, like kissing our butt when we come in there speaking English, or you feel like you black, you want somebody to kiss your butt, because that's what happens in America. Like, people will kiss your butt in order to accommodate you, in order to make things go smooth for you. And that's not how it is over here on the continent of Africa. They not gonna kiss your butt. Now, you might get your butt kissed if you got some money, I ain't gonna lie. They might try to brown nose you to get that money out of you, but to make things go like we used to in America, that's not how it's gonna go. So don't get discouraged if you're trying to come over here and you see that things aren't going how you used to them going. Like, you can't just give them that southern charm or that northern charm or that language that you know and just force them to move and do what you want them to do. No, you got to put your work in. You got to show your work. You got to prove yourself, and you have to do something that's worthy. Bibi Baba. Salam. And you have to make sure that you trust in your journey and trust in your process. People have their own journeys, people have their own processes, and people have their own things that they do that make their journeys go the way that they go. Like, I ain't gonna say that this thing is easy.
I ain't gonna lie, man. 2.5 minutes and you said a whole bunch of nothing, sir. This is a whole bunch of nothing.
for particular people based off certain circumstances. Everybody don't share their differences and their shortcomings that they face when dealing with these type of moves and doing these type of work. So you can't just go based off what somebody else says their journey is and think that your journey will be that way. Don't get afraid and don't be deterred by what you see someone go through. Everyone has their own process, everyone has their own journey, and these spirits will try to overtake us if we don't have the faith to know that God has us on our own path. God has us on a particular path to do certain things, so you can't worry about what other people do and what they say, because you don't know what their private life was like. You don't know how they set themselves up. You don't know what they did to get themselves in that particular situation that they're in. So
that goes for all the influencers that we see on YouTube as well.
You can't use everyone that you see online as, you want to watch them and model your life after what you see them do, and then when you see that it's not going the way that you thought your life was supposed to go, like, oh, see, I told you I'm not supposed to do that. No, like, that's not the case. We can use each other as examples, we can use each other as reference points, but just to say, like, because someone else did it, that's what I'm gonna do, no. If someone else say do this, I'm gonna do that, no. Like, do your own due diligence, make sure you do your research, and make sure you understand that this stuff is hard. This stuff ain't easy, and this stuff is not a cakewalk. And we have people all around the world that's trying to make these type of moves. So I just want to be encouraging to some people out there who are trying to build some things, who are trying to do some things, and who don't really understand what it takes to do something on this level. Like, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for us to do better as a people, and for us to connect as a people, and for us to learn from one another. So coming here, you're going to have some cultural things that you run into. Some people going to try to get off that's from the continent of Africa, and some people going to try to get off that's from America with you. And when I say get off, I mean, like, people going to try to take advantage of you. Especially if you got a good heart. A lot of us come from America and we trying to come back to Africa and connect with our people. And ooh, let's link, let's do our thing. Kumbaya. Everybody don't think like that though. Some people trying to get some money. Some people only see you as an opportunity, and some people only see what they can get out of you based off of what you're doing in that moment. So they're not thinking long term sometimes. Some of our people are in survival mode, and some of our people are just trying to survive, and you might be a lick to them. So be prepared to deal with those type of things, unfortunately. I wish we didn't have to. I wish we had came home and it was all love. It is all love. I can't say it's not all love, but there is some instances where you deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with. Like, you be talking to people and you like, bro, I'm your brother. Like, I'm your brother. This your sister, right? You got to show us some love. And sometimes you got to be the first one to teach people how we are and teach people what we really deal with. Because some people don't know what we deal with in America. Like, a lot of you will be the first African American that some people meet over here on the continent of Africa. Like, you may get lucky and meet some people who know the story, who understand things. Like, there's a few people here and there. Like, I'm not going to say everybody don't have a clear understanding, but
views on she done bought some plots in Ghana and gonna divide them and sell them up. If you are that dumb, family, Oshay African getting strong. No, it's not. Shit, I'm just as much as a Cali nigga as when I came here. You a lie. You cannot buy land in certain countries. Do not let somebody that bought a land talk about they're going to divide the plots and sell you a house on the plots. I don't care what they... Do you know how easy it is for me to go out there and videotape somebody building a plot of land? Wait a minute.
What the fuck happened?
Guys, can you see me? Wait a minute. Guys, can you see me? The power went out. I'm in local Africa. Ain't no YouTube shut me down. You a motherfucking lie. This is local Africa shut me down.
Oh man.
Y'all know the power be going out. I got the generator on them.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a problem in Uganda, man.
I'm a sexy black motherfucker, man.
Stick together. Pause.
I'm gonna take y'all super chat money and get me some women tonight in this motherfucker, okay? So, yeah, commercial break. They didn't get me. We're not gonna play no. I'm not talking about nobody. The only people that I'm telling you about, family, is the ones, and stay away from the ones I named. If they got a problem with it, they need to make better videos. I gotta say it, okay? T3 and me, I wouldn't deal with them. They got court litigations, I wouldn't deal with them. I don't know the guy, I don't know his wife, I wouldn't deal with him if I was you. Don't send him no money. A bag family, fuck no. Okay?
I ain't gonna lie, that one surprised me.
Who else? Blackit, you a fool if you send her ass some money. The Blackit lady, I've been wanting to get her for years. I've been wanting to get her for years, boy. Family, that motherfucker there. The Blackit family.
Wait, what? Oshay, what the?
And she's a booty clapper?
I'm confused. This threw me off.
Wanting to get her for years. I've been wanting. Who else? Blackit, you a fool if you send her ass some money. The Blackit lady, I've been wanting to get her for years. I've been wanting to get her for years, boy. Family, that motherfucker there. The Blackit family, and she's a booty clapper? How you scamming? I told y'all they be scamming and paying for the D. I told you they nasty. They be scamming. They be pro-black on the camera and pro-black shot when the camera go off. I'm going to say it again like Umar, family. They pro-black on camera, pro-back shot off camera, pro-black on camera, pro-back shot off camera, pro-black on camera, pro-back shot off camera. Booty clapping all the way up. Talk about white supremacy and all that, be cheating on your husband. Getting the back blown out off camera.
Okay, that's why he's saying booty clapping it up. She's married and she's okay. I was wondering. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, okay.
We got to get these white women out of Gambia. Nah, motherfucker, got to get your ass out of Gambia. With the Umar sniff, throw it in there. Booty clapping it up, big ass over there doing all kind of stuff from the back. Getting killed. The husband and left her. The husband had to leave. He couldn't even keep up.
Wait,
she didn't got some of that struggle D out there on the beach.
Okay, so I'm confused. I don't know this character. I don't know who he's speaking about. But he keeps saying booty clapping it up. So she's getting dug out and she getting her cheeks clapped. Lee says she's married, but he said the husband left. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to do a breakdown on this. I don't know this part. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
But it came through there with a baseball bat to put something all in there, boy. It's this size, like this. Okay? They done stuck that in there. Okay, once you get that in you, it's down bad. Then hit her with the baseball bat. All of a sudden, it ain't pro-black being faithful to your husband no more. It ain't pro-black nothing. It's pro-dick. It's pro-booty clapping. It's pro-penis.
You know, I fucked up. Chat, I fucked up. I went back to the wrong video. I was supposed to go back to the video where he was exposing T3 and me.
However, that must be tax fraud. Because the government of Tanzania, you're investing in from Tanzania, but you're not paying no taxes on that money because it is on purpose bypassing tax laws for Tanzania. So they can't track the money. Now, wait a minute. The Most High.
Well, yeah, because if you're selling real estate in another country and you're doing it through Cash App, and Cash App, you're paying American taxes on the Cash App, you're bypassing Tanzanian taxes while promising land and property within Tanzania, which is asinine to think that you can actually do that.
And the Hebrew Israelites in that little sector, I call them the Hebrew Negroites, They're supposed to be honest religious people, right? Why are they doing something that robs the Tanzanian government of their taxes?
Can't do that.
Why not say, you know what, we're in Tanzania. We want to see Tanzania grow. And the reason how we want to see Tanzania grow is that when they invest, we would like Tanzania to know about what we're doing, and so they can track the money, and then they can also tax the money and get something from it because it's investment to the country, which Tanzania would really appreciate. Well, then why is the Most Like Crips, aka Cash App Posse, aka the Cash App Southside Crips, why are they making their customers do business by Cash App? This ain't got no personal roasting today. This ain't no cursing out. These are questions that we need answers here at the Backsliding Baptist Podcast. Why isn't Tanzania's government aware that you have people sending money through Cash App and not?
Shout out to Oshay Duke Jackson with the 10,000 Ugandan shilling.
Donations. 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 Donations.
You said Epstein, that transgender in the photo with you looks nice. I am really jealous, man. Do your cheeks hurt? Wait, what? Wait, I'm so confused. What? Epstein, that transgender in the photo with you looks nice. I am really jealous, man. Do your cheeks hurt? Okay, so
to a bank. Let me tell you why. Because the Cash App Crips, aka the Most Like Crips, aka T3 and Flea, do not have a registered bank account with the Eco Village that exists in Tanzania. Let me say it again. The Eco Village project is a project that is not licensed in Tanzania. Because if it was licensed in Tanzania, then you would send money through a bank account that would reach the bank account through Echo Bank, through ABSA, through Equity Bank, through Diamond Trust Bank, through Stanbic Bank. Those are banks that are known in Tanzania, in Kenya, and Uganda. But they don't have y'all do that. They have you going to Cash App. So once you say you've been when you say that you have been defrauded, well, what can they say? Well, wait a minute. They sent me the money on Cash App. It wasn't done legally in the country. It wasn't done in the country. So already you're at a loss. Because they are not following the rules, so by default, there is no way you can follow the rules. There is no way you can follow the rules when you are dealing with the Cash App Crips, which puts you in trouble and also them in trouble because they're not legit there in Tanzania. So there's no way you can be legit there in Tanzania. So once you get there, you're screwed. Okay?
It's quite simple. You're screwed. Why? I don't. You know what? People at some point, when you put out messages like this and you're exposing these type of things, and people want to call you a hater, and they want to spend their money. At some point, you just gotta let people be stupid. You just gotta let people crash out with their own finances. Let them be stupid. You warn them. That, oh, you're a hater. You're this. You're okay. All right, man. All right, you go and waste your money investing in somebody that's not a citizen, that has no credentials, that's just pocketing the money via Cash App. You do that. Now, back to this comment. For some reason, I don't know if it's the Kush. I don't know if it's.
You want to sit there and stay on the weed.
I don't understand this. I tried my best. You said, look at the photo of Epstein. I'm like, which photo of Epstein? Which transgender am I looking at? What the hell is going on out here? I'm confused. Shout out to Oshay, though, but he said, Epstein, that transgender in the photo with you looks nice. I am really jealous, man. Do your cheeks hurt? Who's Epstein? What are we talking about? Why am I so lost? What am I doing out here? Is he talking about T3 and me? Is he talking about Jeffrey Epstein and what's her name? That I can't even say her name. What do we? I'm so lost. I don't know where the reference came from. I don't know which part of the video I was in at the time. I'm confused. Can somebody help me in the chat? I'm out here struggling, bruh. Could somebody give me some? Why am I lost? What am I missing? You know what? This music is finally fitting. This music right here. All right, chat. No one's helping me. Y'all don't know what he was talking about. Oshay, what were you talking about? Why am I so lost, my nigga? What the hell's going on? Epstein. What were you talking about during this reaction? Man, I really gotta stay off the weed, man. These high reactions are just.
Stay off the weed. Who are you, Snoop Dogg in the green room? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Damn. All right, let's get back into it, because look back at the super chat from Epstein's brother. Oh, okay. This is what happens, man. All right. Epstein's. Oh shit. Yo, wow. Okay. I can't even see that picture. That's very tiny. Hold up, y'all. I don't know how. Is this the trans? Oh, this is what he's. Oh, yo, I'm so stupid, yo. Now I get it. Damn, man. He was Okay. We got some more. We got some beef. Yo, shout out to Derek Berry for covering, because sometimes I'm slow, man. I have 10,000 things going on at the same time. I'm making excuses. I'm just slow. I didn't get it. All right, so this is what it is. Epstein's brother was talking shit about Oshay. He said Austin Hollerman dissed the passport bros for ugly men they are. Oshay, no, he ugly, so he protect Austin. That's what he said. So Oshay came back and hit him with the Epstein, that transgender in the photo with you looks nice. I am really jealous, man, that your cheeks hurt. I was laughing because this comment sounds funny as hell, but I was so confused. I'm like, where's this coming from? He was cooking Epstein's brother for the chat. Okay, there we go, chat. My bad. We slow sometimes. And then he said, look at the photo of Epstein, Negro out there, I'm bad. Which made me laugh anyway, and I didn't know the context to it, but it was still funny as shit. But I'm like, okay, so what is this? And this, yeah, I can't see. Yeah, I can't see. I can't make out that. Yikes. All right, man, let's get it going.
Now, more information. Okay? This is not even me roasting nobody tonight. More information. When you do any investment into the country, okay? What up, China? Any investment, there is a minimum dollar amount that is required for each individual, okay? Some countries are more or less. Mm-hmm. Kenya, Uganda, those countries have a $100,000 minimum investment. Tanzania, South Africa, Ghana, it's like $500,000. Now, what this means is you don't have to have $100,000 if you're in Kenya, Uganda. You don't have to spend it, but you do need to show proof that that money is available. so that when you do come to Kenya or you do come to Uganda and you want to start a business here, then you would need to at least transfer that money to a Ugandan or Kenyan bank, or you can show your bank statements to prove that that money is available right now. Okay? And so once you have shown proof of that, then we can go to the next step.
For me, I don't know why. Like he's given this information. Oshay's given this information, and it's giving you a level of insight to what you have to do to actually move to these countries. What type of investment you actually have to pour in. Why, when I was watching those dusty ass videos from just a couple minutes ago, when I was watching T3 and me's video, and when I went to what's that guy's name? The guy that's getting exposed, the man in Africa. What the fuck this nigga's name is? Mark, whatever. What the fuck this nigga's name is? I'm forgetting. This is the first time I'm covering these folks.
God damn.
When I was watching their videos, they were saying a whole bunch of nothing. I'm literally waiting. I'm 5-7 minutes into the video. I'm like, what am I getting out of these videos? Why does it have the most basic background? You're on your cell phone. You're talking a bunch of word salad nothing, and there's 20,000 views here. I'm like, what am I doing wrong then? Like, I can give this type of pedestrian ass effort and get these type of views and say a whole bunch of nothing? This is crazy. But that's what I got from their channel. I got no insight from their channel. How am I supposed to be? Hey, it's just one video. It's just one video. I could watch more of their videos, but that was a bad video, a bad first impression to see from those content creators. Because I'm like, what are we even doing here? What am I investing in? What am I being excited about? You're not giving me any information.
Which requires, as to what kind of business you're going to have. And they typically have different classes, class A, B, C. Usually class C is something like trading, general business. Class A is typically like farming or something like that. What's up, Jay Sean? That's my brother right there, okay? Those are typical classes. And depending on what kind of class license you have, then that's going to be the work permit price. And then that's going to also dictate other things that you need to do. Now, for us as a content creation studio, we have to pay certain fees to be eligible to be in that industry. Like if you're in like journalism, podcasting, then you have to be a member of a certain commission. There's a certain television network thing that everybody who's doing television, who's doing media production, we all have to pay a fee every year or every 3 years to be a part of that. And then we also have to make sure that our taxes are up to par. Then after that, we have to go and do the work permit. Then you have to go through Interpol to make sure that you ain't no drug dealer, you ain't messing with kids, you ain't messing with all that stuff. Okay? But that is a costly process. Now, what you're telling me is the Cash App Crips did all the things that I'm talking about. In Tanzania, they showed proof that they have at least $500,000 available to them, which they don't.
See, things like this, information like this, most content creators will hide behind the paywall. Something that doesn't kill you to just be like, yeah, this is what happened, this is what I went through, this and that. But this is the type of information that actually helps people when they decide to move to said country. They know what the barriers to entry are. It makes it a lot easier. These other guys that, hey, just come over here in Africa. You people are talking you down, and it's like, yo, you're giving no type of real insight. This is real insight compared to those other guys. I'm like, man, come on, man.
And they are also legal to run this business, which they don't, and that they also can repeat and offer this same service, like building somebody a house, which they can't. The Cash App Crips cannot build you a house that you're going to be okay with because they were not building houses in America. The Cash App Crips can't do that. The Cash App Crips don't even know the zoning laws. They haven't went to school in Tanzania for that. They have not been educated in contract work in Tanzania, so there is no way that the Cash App Crips can do so, especially if you are paying by Cash App to build a house. What do you think, what kind of house do you feel that you would have if you're going to send deposits on Cash App? That is the most ghetto style business that you can do. And then once you get over there with the Cash App Crips, What are you going to do to earn money? Hello, wait a minute. What are you going to do to earn money? Have you thought about that? The Most Lie organization, I'm talking about, this is not all Hebrew Israelites, I'm talking about the Cash App Crips. I call them not the Most High, the Most Lies. The Most Lie Crips. What are you going to do when the Most Lie Crips get you to quit your job, sell your house, and move to Tanzania? What are you going to do? Well, you're not going to have any money then, right? So you're going to be a burden on the community. And they know that. What investment in business are you going to do in Tanzania? I'm going to tell you, you're not going to do shit in Tanzania. You want to know why you're not going to do nothing in Tanzania? Because the Most Like Crips don't do business in Tanzania. The Most Like Crips, the Cash App Crips, aka Southside Pookie and Ray Ray, are doing money in Africa, doing business in Africa based on Americans. That's how they get their income. Because there ain't no money in the Tanzanian local sector for them. Or they don't have any skill in Tanzania. So they can't even support themselves in Tanzania in the local market. They happen to be somewhat okay at YouTube. And okay at land scamming.
Yep.
And okay at overpromising and under-delivering.
Yep, and this is why.
So now,
hold up, and this is why we're gonna have to see folks like Austin Hollerman getting called out for his real estate business that he has going on in Kenya. Folks like him need to be called out because he's good at it. With exactly what Oshay just said. Good at the YouTubing, good at selling folks a dream, good at all that shit. But really and truly, he's not really doing any real estate business in Kenya.
The question comes: what are those people going to do when they get there with no income?
Yeah. All this selling a dream, come to Kenya. Yeah, I'm spending, because he brags. He's spending like $700 for a 2-bedroom apartment, which is an incredibly cheap for somebody like him to pay. $700. That's very cheap for a 2-bedroom apartment with the square footage he has. Very cheap. But if you are going to have another American or somebody else from another country come to Kenya, what are they doing for work? How are they sustaining? They have to integrate at their rates of pay in Kenya if they're going to get a job in Kenya as an immigrant. Folks never talk about that stuff. They're YouTubers. They're making money off of your donations and selling you a dream. And then you're going to end up there with what? No income. You're going to have your remote job from America. And then if you lose that job, what you doing out there in Kenya?
J Hood 605. South Africa over other African countries? Very general question. It depends. South Africa is
a beautiful country, but
its advantages.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when they get there? And see, this is what scammers do. Scammers gas everything up without giving context.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know how business works or how corporations work, you feel like because this person is telling you X, Y, and Z, then okay, you can trust them. But nobody does business in Cash App for big purchases like homes. Nowhere in the world.
Nobody.
You cannot make down payments on a house through Cash App. Cash App is used for mostly small purchases under $10,000 or $5,000. Typically. You should not be doing any kind of payments overseas to somebody with Cash App. Okay? The Cash App Crips should not be doing that.
Once again, folks, Cash App is strictly an American company with uses in the UK. So if you're in the US or the UK, you can use Cash App. If you're not, then you don't have the availability to have Cash App. See, I have a Cash App, but I have family in the States. So I get away with finessing that. But it's like, my Cash App ain't even working properly right now because it's not, it's just complicated. I ain't going to talk about my Cash App and my finesses, but come on, man. International stuff, stay away from the Cash App. It's not legit business. What Oshay's saying is absolutely facts.
And then they're saying, well, they don't have no evidence of scamming. The fact that you're taking payments by Cash App lets me know that you're
evidence.
scamming.
Yeah, that's the evidence right there. You're doing business in a foreign country.
Because there's nobody in Africa that does business by Cash App. If you were living in an African country and you were building something like a house, even Cash App as a platform, can you even use Cash App to do any investing? I think you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App maybe.
Yeah, you can invest on Cash App actually. You can what can you buy? You can buy stocks too, right? No, I think it's just Bitcoin. Yeah, it's just crypto.
Real estate purchases usually go through a title company and the money's put in escrow. Exactly. That's typically the case in most countries. Something similar to that.
Oh wait, no, you can buy stocks too on Cash App. What the hell? I can buy some. I'm not buying no damn stocks. The market is very. Actually, this will be a great time to buy. These prices are low, but I'm not buying stocks on Cash App. You can do wow. You can buy Tesla stock. Okay, never mind. All right, but this is still strictly an American thing. So yeah.
And none of the title company is through Cash App. Okay. Now, while people are saying here that I am hating on somebody, I am jealous of somebody, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, family. Anybody asks you to make an investment on Cash App has to be a liar. Especially if they're not in the country. And the reason is because you don't have any recourse. This is why, family, and I'm going to leave because, you know, I'm happy when I can curse. So I can't really curse tonight. My mom might be looking at this, so I can't curse. Family, it's better when you come to Africa if you're going to move and live here. Do things the right way. Is the right way the most expensive way? Yes. Yes. But before you send your money to T3 and Flea, who are not even legally most likely there with a work permit, it is better for you to do it the right way. Because you should be on your path to citizenship. All these people who are buying land through T3 and Flea, they are not on their path to citizenship in Tanzania. None of them are. Okay? I've been here. I did 3 years straight. I pay $2,500 a year for a work permit. Okay? That makes me legal here.
More direct information we just got from Oshay. It's direct information. We know you're spending this. We know which sector. You know that you have to register in the field of business that you're working in. We know that you have to pay $2,500 a year to operate and have your work permit. You're giving legit insight to what you actually have to do to get residence in these countries. These motherfuckers just be like, yo, come here. It doesn't matter if you're disparaged. There's going to be some cultural things that may be off-putting, but just come anyway. It's like, bro, you're not giving any real insight to what you actually have to do and deal with when you're in the country. That's a lot of these YouTubers. Beyond the scamming, they're just bad at informing folks. They always try to hide all the menial information behind the paywall. Oh, come for consulting and I'll give you a smidgen of information. That's like, come on, man. Y'all still got to stop the finessing.
If you are a business person in any African country and you're doing business there, you first must be living there with a work permit, a legit work permit, that with a registered business as a foreigner, because you should not be doing any business in any country if you don't have a work permit in Africa, especially in East Africa. It's a lot of big trouble you can get in there. And then you should not be selling or buying land in any country in which what? You are not a citizen. Do you think that a person that is on a student visa or a work visa can sell land in America? Is it possible? Can one of these migrants from Venezuela just wake up one day and just say, I want to be a real estate investor, or I want to be a real estate agent and sell land? I think you can buy land in America as a foreigner.
I think America's a bad example because remember Dr. Lovejoy or whatever the fuck his name was? That young kid who was like 18, 19 years old and he started a medical practice in America and he had real clients and everything. He had a fake ass certificate. He wasn't a doctor whatsoever. He had no formal education, but he actually started a practice. So America's different, man.
But can you sell land as a foreigner? I don't know. But I definitely know that you cannot sell land in Uganda. The reason why I don't sell land, outside of the fact that it's stupid, is because legally you can't do that.
There's a whole bunch of land scams, even in Guyana. There's a bunch of Canadians, a bunch of Guyanese Canadians, understanding that Guyana's going up in the wealth. They found their oil fields. They're starting to, you know, become more prosperous down in Guyana. So they're trying to finesse other Guyanese Canadians and be like, yeah, we can get land here for X, Y, and Z price, and they're selling folks land and they don't own the damn land. There's a lot of land finesses going on now. I don't know what the hell's going on, but scams are just in abundance right now. Everybody's trying to scam.
You can't sell land in a country that you're not a citizen of. So, and then you can't own it. You're not there legally. And then you're not going through the proper channels, so you're doing the middleman ghetto routes, which is, I mean, obviously, you know, y'all don't want to pay, so you're doing the little middleman, and then all you're doing is you're setting up a person where they can just take advantage of you, and so when you scam, you don't have a case.
Yep.
Because you didn't go through the proper channels.
Yep.
Why didn't you go through the proper channels? Oh, it was too much. So let's get T3 and Flea to give us the hookup on Africa. And then when they build your ass a damn doghouse for $10,000 with no windows and no toilets, with the cheapest cement ever, if they build it at all, then you're up.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, are they even building it at all? Like this, the budget crib that you're talking about, I don't even think it's going to be that. It's not even going to be an Umar Johnson school. There ain't going to be nothing there.
Sad. But they had no business doing that in the first place. Because you can't make no money there. You can't invest there. And you're not investing in the proper channels because you don't have enough money. So you're trying to do it the ghetto way. And when you do it the ghetto way, you always get scammed by ghetto people.
Yep.
And that's
corners.
all it is. It's a big ghetto.
So what happens when you cut corners?
You can't do business by Cash App in Africa.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. We're gonna leave it there, chat. We're gonna wrap this one up. He's not wrong. You can't do business. I don't know why Americans are trying to finesse other Americans by using Africa, using African countries, saying you can do X, Y, and Z at a discount. The 1/4 of an acre, 2 bedrooms, 2 apartments, 14,000. I heard that. I'm like, come on, you can't be serious. That lady that got finessed on that, I'm like, you can't be serious. You can't believe that this is a viable option. Like, there's no way you actually believed in this kid. This Mark Meets Africa. That's crazy. You said you want to talk to Oshay. Oshay is not gonna, unless Oshay calls in himself. I don't know how that's gonna happen, Zed. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, so you can click the link if you would like. Oshay can click the link if he would like, if he's still in the chat. We can talk on this panel, but I don't know if Oshay gonna call in. Not for this shit. Zed says Oshay attacked a black African woman for saying she supports interracial marriage and she supports passport bro, and he praises passport bros who travel across oceans to date non-black women. Yeah, there's that. I don't know about any of this. I don't know about him attacking a black African woman. I know nothing of the sort, to be honest. The praising black or passport bros who travel across oceans to date non-black women. I think there's a group of men that don't really care about interracial dating. Like they don't. If a black man interracial dates, they're not like, oh, you can't be doing that. Black queens forever, snowbuddies never, or whatever the fuck Omar. Not everybody has that same catchphrase. I don't care about interracial dating, to be honest. I'm not one of those. If people want to do it, they want to do it. If black women want to interracial date, go ahead. If black men want to interracial date, go ahead. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not one of those gatekeepers of interracial dating and dating whatever race. I personally don't give a shit. I do what I do. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm not gatekeeping that. So I don't gatekeep. I'm not one of those people that call black women bed wenches and traitors and all sorts of shit if they want an interracial date. Do what you want to do. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not your man. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to begrudge anybody for... It's just the passport bros be dusting it the fuck up. The passport bros be paying for the coochie. They be complaining about the women, talking about they're not submissive, they're rude, they're aggressive, they're brash, they're all these things, and then you go across seas to pay for pussy. That's why you don't get praise from me. That ain't gonna happen. That's just corny. Niggas be weak as hell. Paying for the box but complaining about the women at home. It's like, come on, that's corny. But hey, to each his own, to each his own. We're gonna wrap this one up. I don't think Zed's gonna actually hit that link. I don't think Oshay gonna call in to even speak to you, Zed. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna hit the link and call in to speak to me about this. This is a whatever stream, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie, man. We have a lot to speak about, and I cannot wait to do that WAC 100 breakdown. I'm probably gonna clip the piece that I spoke about WAC 100 in this and use that as a lead into the breakdown we gotta do. We have a lot of work, chat. We have a lot of work. Mike Brown says, I'm finally back. Yeah, because we got to set up for the work sometimes. I did not have things structured the way I needed it to be structured. Now that we have that structure, we're going to go full tilt and kill these streams. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. This stream dragged on a lot longer than it should have been. But that's what we have clips to be concise for. So we're going to make that happen. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. Shout out to everybody that subscribed. We're going to get to the bottom of these scams. We're going to find out who the fuck is really scamming. With more insight and more breakdowns. I'm sure O'Shea's going to bring a detailed, smaller, like a more compact clip when it comes to the T3andMe exposure. I'm pretty sure that's where he's headed. And everybody, he says it. It's open season. Anybody out there frauding, scamming, selling real estate in Africa, they going to get cooked. So if Austin Hollerman indeed is doing that fuckery and scamming, we shall see him get cooked as well. I know a lot of folks are campaigning for that. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that has their eyes open for these scammers and not getting scammed on some ridiculous scams, because when you hear these scams, it's like, come on, how you falling for this, people? Like, what are you doing out here? All right, man, we out. Yeah.